Well, hello, hello, hello. How is everybody today? Had a day off yesterday. Decided to give you guys a break. You didn't think you'd need it. You had You had 6 shows last week. You didn't need a seventh because you had Globebusters on. You had Globebusters on, and you had Gleam. So you should have been aware of that. I did tell you that Gleam was going on Globebusters. So hopefully you got your entertainment last night. And yeah, Gleam did an excellent job, a very stellar job there over at Globebusters yesterday. Right, who've we got in? We've got Rude Earther in. It's been a while, mate. How's it going? Yo to you. Right, we've got Adam L. Is Ranty going to prove the globe again? Well, you'll have to stay tuned to find that out, won't you? Hell and Degenerates, nice to see you in. Cassio again. Howard Moore, the regular troll. Get Adam, you coming on to Discord to support their globe. Mike Dornan, nice to see you in. Anthony Burrows and SE Montreal, how's it going? Snooch72, Rachie, how's it going? Williams Green? What does that say? No flat earth can accurately reflect night and day. Okay, right. John Bernard, yes, nice to see you in, my friend. Ian Adams, Mazhar Salem, and we've caught up, which is pretty good. Right, okay, let's do a quick mic check and see if everyone's doing all right in the Discord. It would seem so. Let me just do some introductions. We've got Bandsaw Bandit, we've got FE Evangelist, we've got Aaron Moorfeld, Gleam, Left Lane, The Real Bob Dole, and we even have the one and only Pete Shea. How is everybody doing?
Salute.
Good, Ranty, good.
How are you?
Cheers, Ranty.
There we go. I've put my volume up now, so hopefully everybody will hear you. I only had it on like 50. Everyone was saying hello, and it was like, meh. Yeah, I was just saying that I didn't have a show last night, but we had an able deputy in its place. We had Globebusters taking over the reins for a night, and we had Gleam on there. How was it?
Oi, it was good. I loved it. It was good to be among like-minded, ethereal people, apart from obviously respected company. And to that I mean Pete O'Shea, obviously. He's always
ethereal people. Is that not a contradiction in terms?
Well, it's an ether creature. That's how I like to see it. That's what was on my document. The ether creature.
I hope we got on well. I mean, give us a lowdown on an open discussion, hopefully, which you don't get elsewhere, right?
Well, it was more going through the history of it. Started from the beginning, and well, it was mainly from Newton, but we did skip back to the Greeks and stuff, and it was just going through the points of where mainstream science has tried to get rid of it, with Einstein, obviously, and it's always reared its ugly head again, or a beautiful head again, depending on your outlook.
What is it, Liam?
Well, the source of it, that they put it this way: I am extremely anti-religious, but very extremely creationist, if that makes sense. And I wouldn't say that I would follow the Bible in as much as 6,000 and all this. However, yeah, I'm against the idea of division, so I'm keen on oneness. But they were saying it was a sign of the Creator. It is the breath of the Creator. So I mean, exactly how Newton described it is the underlining umbrella field which creates the likes of gravity, magnetism,
Well,
and also electric.
well, think about it. As we arrive into this world, we take a breath, our first breath. But were we before the breath or not? I think the Creator was before the breath, and more than the breath, it represents the ejaculation. Is that going to get me muted? The life force, Liam. But in a flat earth sense, I know you're a Mac earther. As it's applied to the greater universe, that's fair enough. It didn't work, right? Now, as it's applied to the flat earth and whatever that entails, what's the greater symbolism? How does it pertain to all of us and our function? You know what I mean? How we it's all about us, right? So think about your own body. Body, B-O-D. God is G-O-D for a reason. But yeah, I'm with you. I just wanted to know how the conversation went because I certainly know that Bob from Globebusters and the whole panel are definitely more open-minded than the Nathan Oakley crew, for instance. And lots of
What
other
is a
people.
Mac Earth?
Jimbo here. Is Jimbo here tonight, by the way? Jimbo hates the ether with a fucking passion.
I don't think he is, not yet.
What does a Mac Earth look like?
It's not. It's neither. It's. I cannot prove anything to you with any definite certainty, and I do not believe that you can to me.
Do you tell
Oh,
your
well,
children that,
should be the
Liam?
stance of
No,
everybody.
not at all. Not at all.
Everybody should be that stance. Like that's just
My
logic.
friend Liam, tell me
Yeah,
what you tell
and
your
that is it.
children.
And it's saying that I do not discount either theory. There we go.
Tell me
Oh,
what you tell
you
your
don't
children,
discount
Liam.
one.
I love
That
you,
I
my
don't think
friend.
is logic. But the idea that you can't prove absolutely to somebody else which one it is, I mean, that's just duh. Obviously, you can't do
What do
that.
you revert to? Scientific proof, right? You can't do that.
Well, it's more exactly that. Me alone as a little speck of dust on this massive surface, whatever shape it is, net. I cannot. I could get. Well, there is no measuring tool that would be able to say yes, that definitely is now measuring curvature. Put it that way.
Liam, you might be standing alone, right? But
Did
you
you
were there
say-
on the mountaintop and you were gleaming off of the sunlight. You get that? That's a fucking hilarious
Yeah,
joke
straight.
for anyone who
I-
doesn't get that because Gleam has destroyed all the bowlers, all of the bowler arguments because Gleam is on the fence. Has destroyed
Definitely
all
the sign
them
of a
all the
hilarious
time.
joke is that you have to point it out to try and force people to laugh.
It's not
sign
about
of a
laughing. It's not about laughing. It's
Absolutely
a
hilarious
humor.
joke.
It's a humor more than a joke because Glee, more than anyone else, has given a scientific backing, right, which opposes the current paradigm. What do you know
was being
about
sarcastic.
hang on, please. Let me ask you this then. What do you know about the intricacies of Einstein's theories of relativity? Liam has an idea about it.
I think Einstein might have been mentally retarded, so I don't care what his theories were.
Einstein was a fucking woman. Einstein was a tranny married to his cousin, a butch man in drag.
Well, if he was
That's
a
not the
tranny,
point.
then that
His
sounds like
thoughts-
someone who's
his
mentally
thoughts are
retarded. So
genderless. Hang on, Bob Dole. His thoughts are genderless.
Citation, please.
Liam has delved into
That
the
was Bob.
expression of the thoughts presented by Einstein and is able to counter the border side, especially those people who are well equipped in presenting the official argument, the nemesis argument, right? But you just say, well, you don't trust Einstein, you don't need to know the arguments, end of story. That's fair enough. But you are a newcomer here as well, Bob Dole. The real Bob Dole. The real Bob Dole.
I will say the best question to get the Globers on is to say, right, if you're concluding you've debunked the flat Earth in some way, shape, or form, show me the flat Earth model that you've used to do so, because you've got to test both models, regardless, and they'll never come back with anything.
Regarding that, and it's perfectly apt, right? Because Rumpus is doing his test at the minute. At this minute, you can everyone imagine Rumpus
At this
on top of
minute?
a bridge, on top of a 10-foot pole, naked.
What, he's doing it today?
Well, he's doing it. According to your recent show, he's doing it anytime soon, anyway, isn't he?
Oh, well, yeah, but he's still not even got anything ready for it, so there's no way he's doing it today
Oh,
or
really?
this
He's not
week.
fucking doing anything. Come on. But the
Right.
point being,
He's-
Ranty, when he was on
he's
your show the
diagramming
last
it.
time, and he was talking about it in a sort of an unbiased scientific position, he gave the ball Earth predictions. He didn't venture anywhere near the flat Earth prediction. So what if we're looking over a straight horizontal stretch of water extends all the way to 6 miles that we can see under ideal conditions, no mirroring, no ether band, etc., closer to the water, Ranty, right? All the way to the target, almost to base level. What is his predictions for that? The way he has a counteraction to base any possible conclusions. And of course, this is the whole point of the experiment, to come towards the truth. Liam, you're still on the fence on that, right?
Well, all I can say in answer to that is if they were to conduct a fair test, put it this way, they would have to include perspective and refraction imitating the curve. Therefore, they would have to either use a flat earther's true model or an actual model that works to replicate the curvature, which means that they will not find any difference, because that is the difference. So to have a working flat earth model is key.
Does anybody here actually think Rumpus is going to approach this from an impartial point of view anyway?
No.
No.
Well, is
Really,
there,
really. I mean, we're all optimistic, but there is no way he's going to come back with anything that gives a millimeter in our direction. Not 1 millimeter.
Evangelist, how could we ever trust nameless, faceless characters with smooth and silky tongue?
Remember,
Glean,
you're a gen.
Get away to
Glean.
Right, listen, I want to share something with you guys about something that's gone on today. Leading on from that, actually, from what Pete said. It's basically an observation. So it's that observation that I did, that I put out last week sometime. You know, beautiful shore-to-shore observation of this distant land that should have been long gone to Earth curvature. But of course, Simon Dan and Arctic Reflections think it's not the right place. So I had
Can I
to.
ask a question quick?
Of course, yeah.
Do you think that the reason they keep trying to get people to give us, it seems like they come on here and they say, give me your model. What's your model? What's the flat earth model? Can you show me your model? Do you think the reason they do that is so they can try and trick someone into just trying to like throw out a quick model they haven't thought of very well, so they can debunk 1 or 2 points of it and then throw it in their face and say flat earth is totally debunked forever? Is that the idea?
It's both. It's two things. If you say no, right, then they're gonna say, "Ha, you don't have one." And if you show them the one with the edge of the ice, they're gonna laugh at you and say, "Prove it." So you lose either way.
So where does that
Okay.
leave you? Who are you losing against, SC Montreal? Who are
Well, I don't
No
lose.
one
I'm a
important.
winner. I call them idiots, and I tell them we don't spin. We're not spinning, and we're not moving.
And then
So
enter
is
the La
moon
La
a
Land.
reflection, SC Montreal?
Yes, sir. Shout out Gleam. You did good yesterday, bro.
Shout out you.
Hang on, please. SC Montreal. In 2013 when I decided to be a flat earther. I knew we weren't spinning, and I knew that there was no rotundity, right? So I moved on since then. Why do you object so much to the skyline's beam reflections? Have you moved on? Where have you moved
Because
on to? I think is
it's
the more important
ridiculous,
one.
the moon reflection thing in my IP. No disrespect to anybody, but it's just
Don't worry about
another.
that. Why
To me,
is it ridiculous? What is it then? What's your opposing offering after all of these years?
Concerning what exactly?
Don't play dumb, man.
You're talking about the moon?
Yes, so you.
The
as
moon
I
looks
mentioned, we
like a
know the
solid
Earth is
object
flat
to
and
me.
Stationary. We know
Are you
the Earth is
listening?
flat and stationary as we experience it. So as we've been in this game for so long, surely our thoughts.
Pete,
can
again, you asked a
advance
question and you won't let him answer.
Let
Pete,
him
once
answer.
I'm not
again.
letting answer. I'm just clarifying my question.
Okay, we already know
I'll
what you're going to
clarify
say.
it by the final point, which is why do you object so much to reflections in the sky? What is your alternative thought?
I will tell you. I can only be honest to myself, and I can only say what I see, the way I interpret things. Now, to me, the moon looks like a solid object. Does not look like a reflection to me. I filmed it close up. You can see my last video. You can see ridges at the Terminator line. I'm telling you what I saw, what I filmed with my own eyes. Now, some people say it's a reflection. It's not actually there. I want more proof.
Shout out to USE because I loved that footage that you took. I thought it was fantastic.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so anyway, so getting back to this this disagreement that we had with Simon Dan and Arctic Reflections, and I don't know why they're so averse to this, because it's a normal everyday thing. If you go out and do this kind of filming, you always see far further than you should on the globe. So I just don't know why they wouldn't address it anyway and claim refraction, you know, because this is what they should do. It's part of their model. But the fact that they're just completely ignoring it and trying to say it's a different mountain range, a different wind turbine. I just don't get it. So what I did anyway, I found this site actually, and it individually lists where each and every wind turbine is by their exact GPS, funnily enough. So I went and I spent all day today rejigging my Google Earth around. I didn't have to move much, to be fair. You know, they were already pretty much spot on, but they just needed a tweak here, tweak there, nothing much. Anyway, so I went and decided to try and find this mast that he was going on about. Simon Dan and Arctic Reflections are claiming that this Met mast here that I found actually in this observation, they're claiming that that's the Met mast that I've been putting out. So what I was able to do, I was able to get every single turbine. This is the Burbo Bank Extension turbine, North Hoyle, NH27 of North Hoyle, another one. These are the Reef Flats, so you've actually got 3 sorts of wind turbines in this particular image. We also have some mountain ranges in the background, and I've put a little scale in here, and as you can see, if I scroll in, it's just giving you the heading from his observation. So 240.95 degrees takes you to this turbine, 241.35 degrees to this, and at about 6.5 across the ruler takes you to the low point of this land, because I was just trying to triangulate this low point of this land, see what it is, and see, you know, basically should we be able to see it. Funnily enough, we shouldn't. So I don't think they expected me to find this in the footage, but I did. What's interesting as well is if you track all this back to the location that he says that it isn't actually from, he says that it hasn't been taken from this observational point. However, if you use this as a guide and you triangulate it back, you will actually come to the exact position that I said where this observation was taken from. So happy days for that. Let me show you another image. This is the comparison that I've just made. I don't think I've showed this to anybody else yet. But this is Little Orme here, this little mountain range here. Then we've got Mind Pant, something else, anyway, along here. Well, this is the one that I put out before. You know, it's a little bit hazy, you know, and you can't really make a lot of definition out of it. But I actually got this from a different video that he sent over, and what do you know, you can definitely make out that landmass there. It's a different colour, can you see? And going over here,
Oh yeah.
you can definitely tell that we're looking at Little Orme here. So I found his Met mast that he's claiming it is. He said that this mountain range over here was 1,000 meters. It isn't. It isn't 1,000 meters at all. It's about 400 meters. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point is, I found his mast. I found his location where he claims it is. This is his location. That's his mast over here. That's his mast. And funnily enough, my one should be here. So this is the observation that I took. Now I've circled it in a red box. You can actually see the mountain behind all these turbines over here. You can see there's a world of difference between the two. Right? In this footage up here, we've got what, maybe 30 wind turbines in this small section up here, and down here we've only got what, 12 or so. We've also got 2 different land masses. Obviously, this is Little Orme down here, so he's looking over a different complete land mass over here. Whereas this land that I put out on the video is just completely different. You can tell it's completely different. We're looking at a different turbine with a different Met mast. And funnily enough, I lined it up with Google Earth as well. I actually lined it up. This Met mast here actually intersects the mountain right here in a direct line of sight, and you can follow it down and back up again. Now, also Ruhif, he was the one that already confirmed this anyway, which we already knew because all you had to do was count the wind turbines from the left. But yeah, can you imagine he's put another video out about this and doubling down and trying to say that this land up here that looks nothing like Little Orme over here, he's trying to say that this is the area we're looking in over here. So he's trying to claim that this land up here is this. But like I say, when I went back and I actually got some more footage, looked through some different videos, I actually found his Met mast, found his land, found his line of sight, and guess what? It isn't the same. It's not the same. So he's busted. He's absolutely busted.
Surprise.
Oh, it's
Did
shocking.
you do this yourself, Ranty? All this stuff, the lines and the.
Oh yeah. I did everything.
Kudos
yeah.
to you, my friend. You gotta do a show one day and show us how this is done, man. Because I know this is a lot of work.
Oh yeah, I mean it's took me all day, literally all day today. I've got something to show you on Google Earth actually. So let me reshare screens. So this is from Google Earth, and I'll come back to this point here. But there's a little road here. This was shown on the drone footage that he provided for me, and you see him down. Well, you don't see him, but the drone is hovering in this location again, proving this is where he actually took his footage from. Yeah, this is what I found. So this is where his observation was. So let's put a line in. We got the GPS for all these wind turbines over here, and I was able to rescale them, put them all in, line them up absolutely perfect to the spot, exactly where they were. Really good actually. And all these little places here. So this is his line of sight for his wind turbine. And what's interesting here is that on the low point, let me get the actual line of sight up for this low point. Low land height. There we go. Show elevation properties. So from his observation point down here, we scroll along and we get to the low point, and we're looking at 98 meters, right? At 53.7 miles, right? Can you guess? Can you guess what's going to happen?
I wonder.
well, yeah. Let's put it this way: it shouldn't be able to be seen. So
Obviously,
yeah, it's kind of like a fail for them. We have obviously this is the line of sight here. Let me show the elevation properties so you can see where the highest point is. The highest point is, sorry, it was just there, 114 meters at 65.3 kilometers. I thought it hadn't brought the hill up the first time. I was like, what's going on here? So down here, his line of sight, there we go. There's the high point of that low part. So yeah, you shouldn't be able to see this on their model. It should all be gone. But funnily enough, we see that. Surprising that, isn't it? You know, when he asked me to go and look and find the right mountain, funnily enough, we shouldn't be able to see any of it. Should be gone to like 50 meters of earth curve. Should be completely hidden by 50 meters of earth curve. So let me reshare that screen so you can see. So yeah, so when we come down here and we zoom into this low point here, this point back there, that should all be gone by 50 meters. You know, and we're actually seeing. I would hazard to guess. Well, the turbine hubs are 80 meters high, right? And they are substantially closer than the hills in the background. So, you know, I mean, we're seeing quite a long way. Another glorious globe debunking observation.
kudos, bro. Kudos. You did it again.
Smashed it. So it's not going well for me. I bet he wish he didn't put his video out about me now. That's two fails he's done. He's actually provided new flat Earth proofs and made a complete arse of himself for the second time.
Ranty, which one is it that he says? How different are the sight lines that he's claiming they are as opposed to yours?
Country mile away. I mean, to get to this over here, this Met mast here, you would, on the original video, you'd had to have counted 199 wind turbines as he panned through. Well, as you know, we all counted it together, and we got to about 55 to 56 to actually the Met mast that we actually saw, right? And of course, that matches up with this Met mast up here, which was exactly where I'd said it was, with this land mass in the background. And you can see that it scales up properly. It's exactly where it should be. Ruhif has agreed, you know. And yet this is completely different. I mean, it's blatantly obvious that this is a different land. And you can see it here. And if you use Peak Finder, you can use Peak Finder. You can put in your location of, say, Formby, do a pan around, go to the heading that you were looking, and it brings up the mountain ranges that you'll see. So I actually had to go to an elevation, I believe, of about 80 meters to get this to match up, right? because obviously they're accounting for a curve on that site. So they're already pre-assuming a curve, which meant that these mountain ranges were lower. So I had to go higher in elevation to flatten it out, because his observation was only taken from 22 meters. So I had to go to 80 meters elevation to capture this exact replica of the mountain ranges.
That's almost 200 feet.
Yep, I had to go to about 200 feet elevation to get this to match up. But it's definitive that it is the same landmass. You know, I mean, there is all these turbines were all individually listed off on the other. I actually went through them all and marked them all off. Here we go. So you can actually plot them. You can go to NH21 North Hoyle, which is here. That's that turbine. NH27 North Hoyle is that one. Reese Flaps RF18 is that turbine there, and you can just put it all in. And once you do that, you can backtrack it. You can trace your line of sight back, and it takes you to his exact spot on the Google Earth, that platform that I showed you where he took it from, that wooden platform. And yeah, so totally debunked again. This is what I said. They don't do the research. This is research.
How far is that NH26 from the observer?
NH, where are we? Hang on. Where's NH26?
Dead in the middle.
Oh, right. NH26 from North Hoyle. So that'll be North Hoyle 1, 2, third one across from North Hoyle. Let's have a look. Let's get Google Earth up.
Just want to figure out the angular size of what that should have been, and then try and figure out the angular size of what it would be compared to the background.
Okay, so let's go over to his observational point. So he's got a little there's a little wooden thing here that's sat on the sand dunes, and I've got a video of him actually filming in this spot on this little platform here that he goes onto. So anyway, so he's filming off this little platform there, and you want to know where that turbine was, right? Okay.
Ranty, you'd make a good freaking detective. Sorry, Gleam.
That's true.
Okay, so so this is the North Hoyle one, and you were looking for was it the one next to the windmill? Let me have a look. So the North Hoyle, yeah. So it's the one before the turbine, right? Okay, so that would be this one, right here. So there we go. It is exactly 28,628 meters at heading 240.66 degrees.
Sorry, 28.
628.
628. I've just my screen is really blocky. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I can just see it now.
There you go.
Yeah, cool. And then how far is it to that hill, and what's the height of that big hill and the small hill?
Which part of the hill do you want me to see? Let's have a look.
Just up to anywhere near it.
Directly behind it. I'll go directly behind it. So let me get
the biggest part of the hill, basically.
Yeah. Okay. So 240.
16 and some miles, I think.
Okay. So 240.67. Let's head to that direction. Let's keep going. 240.67 degrees. Right. Okay. So I'll save that there. And then what we'll do, we'll check the elevation profile on it. So if we go to, it's 380 meters in total, and it is at a distance of where is it? 65.4 kilometers.
Cool. Now, what about? Sorry, can I ask just for the small hill as a comparison?
Oh right, okay, yeah. So yeah, that's no worries.
So I need that exactly the same, just the height.
The smallest part of it, or do you want the humpy part of it?
The tallest part of it, because
that's
what I wanted.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So
yeah, I want to get a ratio between the big hill, small hill, and that turbine.
Yeah. I already did that. Funnily enough. So.
Nah, I would have never guessed.
So if we go to Little Orme, and we brought it up here. So Little Orme is known in the Welsh as blah blah, and is 141 meters in height. There we go. That is the little that's the little outcrop image on the right hand side. It's like a little hill on its own, isn't it? So that's 141 meters.
And what's the distance? Sorry, I
Okay.
need to do that for the angular size.
No worries. Let's get the high point. So that is here.
And sorry, what was the observer height again?
22 meters.
22.
Yeah. I think I figured it out, and I was working on something roughly of around about 15 meters hidden of the little orm, something like that. And once you scale it to that, it's pretty accurate. So 51,949 meters, or 950, might as well.
Yeah, cool. I'm just going to go on mute now and tap away.
Okay. Yeah, I already did that. So,
May I say something, Ranty?
yeah, sure.
First of all, kudos to the hard work that you put in, but I want all the ballers that are listening to see the scrutiny that we're putting each other under, what Gleam is doing now. Did you hear all the stuff that he asked him? Gleam's gonna go away now and make sure this is correct. So don't tell us we don't do our due diligence.
Oh, we do, all right. We definitely do. I'm gonna share this site anyway, because I'd never come across this before, and it blew my mind when I actually found this website. So I'm going to share this with everyone so that everyone can do the same.
You mean, Montreal, you think Gleam's going to peer review Ranty?
And you know something? If he finds an error, Gleam is gonna tell him.
So if you
Or
go,
vice versa, yeah.
so if you just type in Google and you put KIS-Orca, ORCA, KIS-Orca, and then you put after that the wind turbines that you're looking for. So in this case, it was the Reese Flats. So all I searched in Google was KIS-Orca, and then I looked up Reese Flats, and what it did is it brought me up to, obviously this is the first page. This is amazing. I couldn't believe how good this was. Right, so you come down here and it gives you the Reese Flats here, it gives you the turbine numbers, gives you all different other things that may be in the imagery, let's say, including things like Met masts, if there is any Met masts around there. And then what you do is you go a little bit further down and it tells you these locations and the assets where they actually are. So the turbines, so for RF, let me zoom in so you guys can see this. So if you wanted to go for turbine RF01, what it does then is it gives you the GPS coordinates like so. So let's find RF01. Where are we? So yeah, RF01 is this one here. So if you wanted to know exactly where that wind turbine was and where the center of it is, you've now got a GPS that you can actually plot it on. And what I was able to do is I was able to plot on 3 corners. I was doing 3 corners like RF19, RF01, RF07. And then I was able to scale the entire wind farm and make sure that it was absolutely spot on. If those 3 turbines were spot on, then I had the whole farm mapped out. And what I did is I went through all the wind farms all around the UK basically, doing this today, to get every single wind turbine plotted on my Google Earth, so I have it all now. The exact spots.
Did you find any spherical excess when you did that observation there on that flat Earth, or that flat map?
Any what? Spherical excess?
Yes, spherical excess, yeah.
No, I didn't actually, no.
It's funny how flat that map looks. They prevent.
The one thing I did find, I do actually feel that the Met mast that they've placed locally to hang on, let me get the bloody name of it. Gwynty Moor, the Gwynty Moor Met mast, right? So let me see if I can find that. Where are we? I'll just bring that up. I actually think that they've got it in the wrong place by about 40 feet or so. It doesn't sound a lot, but it does make a difference. It threw me right off until I actually figured out that it was just that was a problem. It's just that one met mast that's just out. Let me get Glinty more up. Yeah, so here we go.
Which in the scheme of things, when you're talking these sight lines, is nothing, right? Because of the distance.
Yeah, but it's still, it was enough. Here we go. So, I don't know if you can see this. So, this met mast over here that they've got spotted down here. So, they've got this met mast down here. And the coordinates to that, I believe, are out by probably, well, it can't be right. It just cannot be right, because no matter which line of sight I used, I couldn't get it to go past this turbine and go next to the turbine after. Everything else fitted up perfectly. Didn't matter where I went, which direction I went. Every single turbine lined up. Every single turbine lined up when I was going to a different direction, looking at Great Orme and all that, you know, and Little Orme. All of that lined up perfectly. All of them were correct. But this met mast, which is positioned there, is actually about there. And I'm so particular with this sort of stuff that it took me 2 hours before I conceded the point to myself that, do you know what, they've just not located it 100% in the right place. So,
what is a met mast, Ranty?
So that's the thing that we've been arguing over about this met mast, you know, which is which. You know, I mean, he's, you know, the one that's obviously for Great Orme, that's very visible in that video. And the one that we were looking to, between number 55 and 56, it's where they get the weather data from. So it does all kinds of, yeah, so it takes data and stuff, meteorological data.
What if you called up whoever you could there and brought up this issue of the location of that met mast and recorded the conversation and gave them all the data that you know gone through and got them to admit, hey, you know what, Mr. Ranty, you're right.
Well,
Thank you very much. Right? Oh wow.
Well, it has to be in the wrong spot. It just has to be, and it's only marginally. It's literally whether or not it lines up line of sight this side of the turbine or that side of the turbine. It's literally just this line of sight against this turbine. Basically, it just doesn't match up. It should be on the other side of it. So they've got it down here, but really it's just up there. You know, but it makes a difference when you're actually doing this observation. So, what can I say?
Sure. What if I was sailing through the fog, but using this map, right? Next thing I know, bam! Like, oh crap.
Yeah. That could do.
Hey, Ranty, you ought to send them an email and say, hey, you know, I was just going through this and I noticed that this met mast is placed on your map about 40 feet off. Could you?
Yeah, I probably could do that, you know, because there's no other way. I mean, there's no other possibility of it not being in a different location. Every single wind turbine lines up, right? Every single one on every other map, on every other observation from this location. Doesn't matter which way you go, everything lines up. Every met mast is in the exact same place, except for this met mast. It's out by about 40 feet. So yeah, I could do that. I suppose I could ring them up and tell them. But yeah, interesting.
Ranty, you already pulverized them. Why waste your energy, bro?
Yeah.
I mean, you took their fly swatter and you swatted them twice with it. So
Montreal, his energy's been spent, but now we're looking for peer review from the so-called.
Yes, we're waiting for Sir Gleam of Gleamingham.
Well, no, I mean from the met mast constructors, right, or locators, right? Whoever located that and made that map.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that kind of be a peer review where some, you know, Ranty double checked it and?
I guess, yeah.
Well, I spent, like I say, I've been going back to it all day because it's the only thing that was throwing me. So that's how I actually found out. You know, I decided to go to his location and find his location. And I knew everything matched up. So it all triangulated back to the spot that he told me he took the observation from. So there's no possible way that he didn't do the observation from where he did it. And then I tried to just maneuver a different position to try and get the turbines to line up if that met mast was in that exact spot. And it didn't matter where I went on the map, I couldn't get it to go the right side of the turbine and have the rest of the turbines fall in line just like they did. So it had to be that. So once I'd finally exhausted all avenues and decided, you know what, it is just a misplaced on the map. It's probably one decimal point that whoever physically put it in, you know, as put it out by just one decimal point somewhere, and it all just needs shifting up there. That's all it is. But yeah, I mean, this is the site anyway. So it's KIS Orca, KIS-ORCA, and you can essentially look up any wind turbine. Doesn't matter where you are. It gives you the GPS location. So if you're ever out doing filming, you have no excuses now to know what you know, especially if you're looking at these wind turbines, to know exactly where you're looking at, as long as you've done a pan around, you know, and you know where you're looking through. So
they also might have used a circular ray just to position that one Met mast.
WS says,
inside joke. Come on.
WS says, what was the height of the turbine that Gleam was looking at? The 80 meters to the hub. So to the hub, it's 80 meters, and that's for both the except for the big turbine that's on the left. There's 3 sets of turbines in there, right? But the 2 at the back are both 80 meters to the hub. Interesting stuff. I enjoyed it anyway today. It was beneficial to me because I know that this is going to come in useful in the future, you know. And I just
Good find. I just saved it. Good find.
Oh, it is.
Windmill thing.
Yeah, I mean, well, it shows all the other stuff as well. It shows I mean, just have a look down here. It's got all kinds of stuff. It's got a buoy, so it tells you where this buoy is.
Oh, it has buoys as well.
Yeah, Met mast.
Oh.
The substations, so it tells you where the substations are. You know.
Oh, that's cool. Because I was looking at the St. Lawrence Seaway and I found one, but it wasn't that detailed.
Ooh.
I'm looking forward to this. Good find.
And then it tells you all the turbines as well. So it's got absolutely everything. It goes onto these extents as well. So I don't know what that is, A through to S. Let's have a look what these extents are. So just find like what we've got: M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. Oh, right. So that's the. I see. So that's going around the turbines so that you can actually, you know, put it on the corners and drop it on there. You know, if you wanted to just drop the map, you could literally just drop the map on it because it's already plotted out for you. But I did it with the GPSs. But yeah, dead interesting. Dead really handy, useful tool. And Arctic Reflection's been busted again, obviously. And Simon Dan busted again. It's not very good for them, is it?
Beautiful,
That's
beautiful
good stuff, Randy. You know, I watched that Arctic Reflections his response video earlier, and I knew he wasn't going to say the Earth was flat.
He called me a liar. He called me a liar, the
but
prick.
I didn't think he was just going to straight up double down and say you had the wrong location entirely. That's pretty bold.
Isn't it just? The only way you can actually triangulate it back from his observation, where he thinks it is to actually place it exactly where I actually said it was. In fact, this is a bit of drone footage. Let me share my screen for you guys. This is some drone footage that he provided too, because he's got his own drone as well. So this is obviously him flying in and around over the location, and what he's going to do is he's going to angle the camera down slightly. There we go. This is the good bit. And there's the car park that was on the Google Earth when I first logged into it, and right there, I think it's there or there. Anyway, that's the box where he's doing his filming from, right here, and he's right over it with his drone. Do you know what I mean? He sent it up to film the sunset, and that's where he actually took it from. I've also got, hang on. Oh yeah, so here's another video that is shot of a distant boat. Of course, the boat isn't going over any Earth curve. But what's interesting at this part is he zooms out and you get to see the wooden structure as he zooms back out. So as he's zooming back out, I'm going to pause it in a second. Actually, I'll play it. There we go. Can you see this wooden structure just down here? See the wood at the bottom?
Yep, you got him taped, bro.
There we go.
Prosecution rests.
There we go. Let's see the panel. And what's more interesting is you see this mast here. Can you see that mast? Yeah, I found that mast. I found the wooden structure. I found the mast. Let me open up Google Earth now, because this is his location where he's done his filming from. So let's.
Hey, can I just like jump in for like 1 minute and then go?
Sure.
Can can you bring up the footage of Douglas Complex?
Yeah, one sec. Just one sec. Let me just show this right now. So, because I've actually just got it up. Right. So here's his wooden structure. Here's his wooden structure here that you can see. I've got all my lines on. There's his little wooden structure. There's a corner that he was filming across just then. And over in this direction here, can you see the mast, the shadow of the mast?
Yep.
Yep. There we go. So there's his mast. There's the mast. There's the wooden structure that he was filming from. We've had the drone footage. You know.
Oh, so you've seen the wooden structure?
Yeah. I've just showed you it.
Oh, cool. All right. Oh no, I've literally I haven't seen any of the stream so far.
Oh right, okay. Well, can you see that that's like a little wooden structure that you can stand on?
Yeah. I just want to know how high it is so I can work out.
It's 20
what refraction.
Yeah, it was 22 meters with his camera, so it's 19 meters above sea level. It says there, but it's we've given it 22 with his camera.
Cool. All right. Can you bring up Douglas platform?
Yeah,
from the footage.
Hold on one sec. I just want to share this with you as well. So there's
we got school photos today. I've got to get everyone's fucking.
Okay, yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to find it.
Where's the wooden structure there?
There's the wooden structure, right?
He's on it.
Yeah, he's on it. He's on the wooden structure.
Okay, right, cool.
There's the mast in the background that I showed you. You know, there's the sand dunes. You know, and it's and it's DSCN 140. So let's scroll through, and there you go. Oh.
Yeah, correct. All right, cool. See that thing on the left?
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
What this? What is
Can't
it?
see it. Yep, that. Yeah.
Yeah. What is it?
I guess.
Go on, tell us.
It's a boat. It's a boat.
That's a boat. That's not
a boat.
That's not a boat.
That's a boat. That is 100% a boat.
A boat.
That's a boat.
It's an atom.
With 4 poles underneath it.
Exactly. Mark my words, that is a boat.
Do you care to elaborate?
No, you guys can figure it out. That's a boat. All right, I gotta go. Talk to you guys later.
See you in a bit.
See ya.
Well,
I guess he has information we don't.
Maybe.
Look at the mirage, though. Look at the mirage.
It could be a mirage. I mean, but he just came in and he boom and he left.
Here comes Pete with the mirror water layer. Here we go.
Actually,
brushed it.
I need to take Pete off mute. So, yeah, I can't understand how he says that's a boat. Doesn't look anything like a boat.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey, Gleam.
Hey, hello.
Have you done the calculations yet, Gleam?
I've done something which basically says that.
Whoa! I don't want you to say it to Ranty because Ranty said he's already done it too, right? If you post it, maybe we can post in the chat.
No,
Ranty,
let him explain it. No,
I'll show it. I'll show it.
That's fine.
So that
I'll
we
present
can
the
see
screen
if
if
y'all came up
Ranty's
with a
finished.
similar-
I've finished. Share your screen.
So Randy, you have to promise not to look at what Gleam is going to show us.
Yeah, but cover your eyes, Randy. Go on mute. Mute yourself, you fucker.
Just so we can, we can see what Gleam came up with, and then Randy, you can show us what you came up with. We kind of.
Yeah, I'm not watching. I'm not watching at all.
Are you seeing it? Is everyone seeing it?
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
3, 2, 1, ranting. 3, 2, 1. You go on mute as well.
All I've basically come up with is exactly that. The small hill. I've just called it small hill, large hill. I should.
Don't say any numbers.
But yeah, either way, the consequence of it all is that the large hill in the background should be 80%.
Now, Ranty.
Come on. Right, listen. Right, I want to get out. I just want to hear the information. Sorry. Go on.
Well,
Yeah,
I
just
want to verify.
through angular size, it should be 80% the size of the turbine. So the large hill in the background should be 80% the size of the turbine that we measured out, bearing in mind that the turbine goes further down than the horizon because it's closer. But yeah, I haven't measured the obviously measured the photograph, so I'd need an
Is that
original
according
from
to
that.
pure mathematics, Liam? Pure mathematics?
Just on the angular size, and that's based on a globe. Bearing in mind
No,
that
but
is
well, what about pure mathematics in theory on a globe and on a flat Earth as well?
well, I've got that, so I took it to the next level. I basically just to explain it.
I knew you would.
Yeah, so that is the raw distance in meters. That would be the raw angular size of what that would be as raw. So forget that. Either way, I didn't include that. Sorry, that was so. Those three
What are you
figures
offering here, Gleam? Are you offering
relate to those three figures. But
you
then
offering an
these are the
opposing-
differences.
Hold on, Pete.
Wait there.
Okay,
These are the
okay.
differences between. So that's the difference between that versus that. That's the difference between that versus that. So it's 2.1 times the size of the small hill. The large hill should be.
All I was going
Now-
to say, Randy, to act as an intermediary, what's your sort of opposing point of view? And of course, Ruhif will have a point of view as well, right?
Oh well, they will have an opposing.
I'd like to hear the numbers now that Ranty came up with, because Ranty hasn't done the angular size, right?
But as you say, based on the globe, and that's Metabunk's thing, there's 150 meters missing, and you were spot on with that, obviously, Ranty.
Can I just impose one moment? Honestly, because it's a moment of, it's not clarity, because I realized it before. Think of what the bowlers do away with. They fundamentally do away with the Z-axis, right? Because they tell you at eye level at the beach, it's 3 miles away and it's fundamentally flat and scaled proportionally. Yeah, as flat earthers, right? As we're looking sometimes at targets at 50 miles, the horizon will always rise to eye level. So that scaling of the Z-axis becomes fundamentally pertinent, and well, identification of nature of that ground, G-R-O-N-D, which is water in this case, is vital, and something all bowlers have to overlook. Each and every one of them have to overlook it. So therefore, it's like presenting them, Gleam, with a simple equation, but they don't recognize the x.
So, Gleam, can I ask you a question?
I'm done. Yeah.
Sorry, Peter, are you done? Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
I'm done. Good, sir.
Gleam, according to what you saw with what Ranty did, do you see any discrepancies in his view and how he said the mountain should look, and any discrepancies in that so far?
No. Well, what I'd love him to do is to, if he hasn't already, which I'm sure he has with that ruler on there, is see whether the mountain or the large hill in the background is 80% the size of the turbine. I can't remember whether the turbine itself actually was over the top of it.
Is 80% of the turbine of the hill? What do you mean?
Yeah, so basically the hill should be below the turbine's size. Put it this way: if you drew a line, it doesn't matter.
I'm sharing the screen. So you were looking for NH26 North Hoyle. So that's NH26 North Hoyle, and there it is. And behind it we have the mountain that I gave you, the 380 meters high.
Yeah, well, this is it then. That is. What can I say? Either way, let me explain what I was just saying. The hill in the background, the one that you're on now, should be 80% of the size of the turbine in the foreground.
Because it's gone over Earth curve, so it should be down here.
Yes.
Right,
yes,
okay.
Exactly. It should be in between. If you see where it goes dark in the small hill in the foreground, there, exactly. That's where the top of the mountain should be. The background hill should be on a globe.
Which
based on angular size alone.
Which is why I had to increase my elevation to get it to match with Peak Finder. Because when I originally put it into Peak Finder, we didn't have this hill in the background. it was almost indistinguishable from this hill in the foreground. So I had to go higher to make it match, flattening out that curve.
Yeah, based on pure angular size, that large hill would be. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, D10, D9. exactly 2 times the size of the turbine itself. So it is just slightly less than the flat Earth,
Mm-hmm.
but more like a flat Earth than a globe Earth.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
And that's quick calculations. There is a couple of websites that I'd love to give you. Scan Tips it's called, and it allows you, if you know the actual sensor size, as in how far it's zoomed in, and it actually gives you all calculations on 3 different ways how you could calculate it. Let me put it in the general chat.
As I gathered there, you have identified the visible horizon as some sort of demarcation, and you've drawn your rectangular box below that, right? Have you a scale for that? So in other words, do you know how far it is from the observer to the visible horizon and from the observer to the target? Some of those things will be known, of course, but others, have you any?
Well, that's what we just did with that. As all I done there, Pete, was just got 3 angular sizes. So I got the turbine's angular size, that small hill's highest point angular size, and the large hill in the background's angular size. So at their respective distances, you get an angular figure for each of them, which will be proportionate across the whole picture.
But you'd have to present 2 arguments, because you're on the fence, right? So you'd have to present the Bowler and the flat Earth figures, I guess. And that's my whole point.
He did though.
He did. He said if you look at this turbine in the foreground here, Pete, he said for it to be on a flat plane, the turbine would have to be about where my cursor is for the height of the hill, because it would have to be double the height. So it's ever so slightly less, not much, ever so slightly less. But to be on a globe, it would have to be down here, that hill in the background.
Okay, well,
So.
look, yeah, okay, and I appreciate that, and I fundamentally understand that this is a flat Earth versus a Bowler argument, whereas I'm more talking about what's actually really going on. But I appreciate that. So.
No worries. But let's not diversify from this image here as well. This is the killer one. You see, this land over here that's been wrongly identified by Arctic Reflections and Simandan, and correctly identified by myself and the panelists here when we all counted the wind turbines as he panned across, and we got to this Met mast exactly here, which is why I say I think the Met mast is just ever so slightly out. I think it's ever so slightly out on the site for this. The GPS is just a fraction out. But anyway, this land here should be the height of Blackpool Tower behind Earth curve. The height of Blackpool Tower. We're not talking 80 metres. We're talking nearly 200 metres. It should be gone behind Earth curve.
You can't use that image. That's a fucked up image. You can't use that image. That's a fucked up image. You're not looking at reality there as it may present itself, and you can appreciate as an individual. You were talking about refracted conditions, that all of this stuff is not visible, and it's been brought up in mad, energetic manners within the atmosphere between you and these targets to appear to be absolutely still and absolutely genuine.
Circulating rays, that's right, yeah. Yes.
I've been a rumpus there.
I thought to myself, what's happened to Pete Shea here? Has he gone Glober here or what?
You fucking see that stuff. The camera is an extension of the eye.
Yeah.
And this is why you keep pressing the nighttime captures. Yes, when everything is still, and especially at nighttime. Let me tell you this: add to, and you already know this. Go out at nighttime and let it coincide when there is the absolute high tide. So it's absolute top of the tide. Everything is as calm as anything. Like when you throw a ball up at a point at the top of its trajectory, it'll be absolutely still, perfect, right? But yeah, Rumpus will deny all of this, right?
Well, so let's just say we had everyone counting the wind turbines from the oil rig all the way across from Douglas platform, all the way across. We got to number 55 to 56, which was in this location here. Now, the GPS for this Met mast should place it where my cursor is. That's where it should be, on this side of this turbine. Instead, in reality, it's here, right? So it's about, I don't know, 40 meters or something like that out. So I don't believe it's in the correct spot for its GPS coordinates, but everything else matches up. And from the same spot, we turn around, and then we film over in this location, and we've got the GPS coordinates for everything from the same spot there. And then we get everything matching up for Great Orme, for Little Orme, for the Met mast that's here, visible. Can you see this Met mast here? It's the same imagery. And yeah, funnily enough as well, this should all be gone. And this is even more visual. This is a more visual proof, because Gleam just pointed out that this mountain in the background should be down here if you was on a globe. That's quite distressing for the globe, don't you think? What do you think, Pete? I think that's a refracted, looming up mountain in the background. I would never have looked into this either if it hadn't been for Arctic Reflections. If he hadn't have gone on about it and wanted to say that this Met mast was the other Met mast, I would never have found this footage and looked into it. But guess what? We did. And this is a more visual proof. Funny that, isn't it, how things work out?
Have you got the original photos then? With that in the bottom left-hand corner.
What, this? Yeah, I've got it on video, so let me...
And sorry, is this yours then? Is that your...
Oh, what happened there?
Is there any mirroring?
There we go.
Can you identify any mirroring in that picture Ranty has up?
I don't know, I'll need some time for reflection.
Oh.
Okay.
Right, so it was...
Just don't break your arse, right, Clem? That'll bring you bad luck. Don't rush into anything.
I think it was
the Martin Luther King effect. Mirror, mirror on the floor.
That was another fake death. Martin Luther King. Talk about the Mandela effect. Martin Luther King effect.
Yeah, the Martin Luther King effect, because the Mandela effect changed.
Right, let me share this with you guys right now. So, share screen. So yeah, so here we go. It's just gonna get it focused. Oop. There we go. How's that? That's with that image. I've got another one, so that's from that spot. What was the other one you did it on?
Is that Ruhif's boat over there on the right?
Huh? Yeah, it might be Ruhif's. That was 49. I just have to remember what the other one was. Was it 36?
For an hour.
Here we go.
Comes in and shotguns and goes away again.
He's got kids. He's got kids.
I know he does, but you know he's got passion as well for the truth.
Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. This is the one with all the turbines in it. It's a bit better clarity. Tiny bit better, I think.
Ranty, if I beat you at Peanuts,
can you see that?
Will you submit? Yes or no?
You won't be able to beat me at Peanuts, Pete.
I know that, but if I did beat you, would you submit? Yes or no?
Yeah, I would. If you broke my fingers, I'd submit. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's okay. But everyone you've met has submitted to you at Peanuts. Okay.
That's right.
That's hear me out on this one, right? Because it's true. This is the sort of boxing ring equivalent, right? Then we have the alternative, the opposing, which is the mental, intellectual equivalent, which is the chessboard. Now, when Ruhif, if he was forced to stay here and follow through with your arguments, because I've heard you giving great arguments against the fucker, and he's suddenly gone, oh, I gotta go away. And then you're going, oh, well, okay, I'll see you next time. Whereas, yeah, in a game of chess, like in a game of Peanuts, if you're fucking defeated intellectually, then you have to admit it to be a man. But that's
they all run away. They all run. They do the exact same thing. Oh, I've only got 2 minutes. Yeah, sorry.
Exactly. You did it tonight.
Well, is that
Yeah, he did it tonight real bad. Yeah.
is that all right for you, Gleam?
Yeah, there were
You happy with that?
just as a triple one. If you see this one here on the left hand side, that one's not moving. And if you look at it, it's very near.
What, this turbine?
It's out of these three, yeah, it's that one on
Yeah.
the right hand side.
Yeah, you're
If
right.
you
It's not
see
moving.
Yeah, the blade is sort of like as if we were talking that the actual what was the hill that we had it. If we're talking a flat Earth, the actual hill in the background would be 0.33 degrees. So to make a prediction, yeah, if the flat Earth were correct, bearing in mind it does bend up, doesn't it? Just after then. So I don't know where you were taking your height from, but if you look at the go back to it, and that was your highest peak there, that could be near on double.
This isn't the peak you asked me for. This one.
No, that's cool. That's cool then.
You asked me for.
But
Hold
I was
on.
just saying that blade is kind of looking
that peak.
Yeah.
Go back
Okay.
to where
No, that's cool.
pause it there,
Yeah,
Randy.
no, that's
where
fine.
the boat, pause it back just before that, where the boat, the blades. Just go back a tiny bit. Yeah, a tiny.
Well, does it look to me like this blade here is bending ever so down? Does it look to you like it's bending ever so slightly down?
Pause it there, just there. Pause it there. Pause it there.
The third one.
Known features. Hang on, please. We have no.
The third one from the right there.
Could be the
on
twist
far
of the
background.
blade.
It's actually missing a blade, so yeah.
Yeah, no, the one next to it has got a mirage on the bottom.
Yes, this one down here,
Hang
yeah.
on, please.
Yes,
Can you
yes,
see how-
that one, yes.
Can you see how you need to decode the Z-axis? So the boat in near ground is at a certain distance. We know in distance, or knowable distance. Each and every one of the turbines at a knowable distance. Whatever that thing, Ruhif says the thing with the legs is a boat. Is that what he says?
Well, yeah. I mean, if he's
But
claiming that,
an idiot then.
he might
That's
have
not a boat.
information that we don't have.
Yeah, and he's trying to
Let him
make us
go
look
through
bad.
that. All I
Shame,
was
shame,
saying-
Ruhiv.
All I was saying with this is that it's as if it's nearly double, if not a little bit more than double. So if we were to say that the hill in the background there is 0.33 degrees, then you would assume that it would be about 0.7 degrees for
Can't
that
measure by
size of
degrees,
that
Gleam.
turbine. No, wait there, you can, because then if I estimate that correctly, based on the back mounting of what it should be, then the hidden is a load of tosh. If that is the correct
Can't
figures.
estimate it on degrees unless you scale the Z-axis, Gleam. Unless you have a flat Earth, like Rumpus with his canal or whatever, his experiments, whatever he's doing. He's given the ball Earth predictions. It's going to drop by a certain amount. Let's see what occurs. He hasn't given the flat Earth predictions because
No,
he
this
hasn't
is the
taken
flat
it into consideration. And what you haven't done with the pixels and the angles, you haven't scaled the Z-axis, man. And sometimes I can go to fucking 100 miles.
Yeah, no, it's to do with just raw angular size of the angular size of that actual turbine. So if you can get that, Ranty, of what distance that is at, that
Which
one on
one?
the left hand side right now.
Which
Left-hand side,
this turbine, this big turbine.
tallest, yeah, that one. I don't know whether
Do you want me to find some? Hang on, I'll tell you what, because that's on an upward hill there. Can you see how it's going on an upward hill? But the hill behind that one looks pretty flat, doesn't it? As opposed to that one. So if I go through this one, would that be better?
I was just trying to get something that's half the height.
Well,
So
that's about half, isn't it?
I'd say that's
just under. Yeah,
no,
just
that's under.
Okay.
Yeah, and plus I was going from the blade because the axis of it is at a right angle on that.
So you want it
right-hand side
from
one.
right? Okay,
That
so
Yeah.
so let me. Oh,
Because that would just say a guess. I mean, it's very guesstimate, you know what I mean? But that would just say the guess based on the background,
right, hang on, let me.
on the
yeah, but
foreground,
Gleam-
with then nothing being hidden.
I think Gleam is right. Let's take one closer. Let's take.
This is the
take
flat
a-
Earth scenario, not accounting for anything block. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, let
You
me.
have to scale it. You know the distance between you and the the target, the mountains and the target. Now you have to identify the mirroring. You admitted there's mirroring. So if there's mirroring in the turbines, there's also going to be mirroring, excuse me, in the mountains beyond. You have to scale the z-axis appropriately for a flat Earth, an opposing point of view, as opposed to a globe Earth. Where is the horizon here with the globe Earth?
But Pete, you always say the angle that we're looking off into the distance is so small that when Gleam is doing this, we can kind of fudge a little bit and say, you know, because as you get further away, the angle gets shallower and more shallow, right? So
yes, but I agree there. Of course I do. But Gleam is more so here, as Randy is doing, is putting down the border aspect here. So it's an argument more towards that sense. I'm in the flatter reality.
I don't think so.
You're misunderstanding. This is the flat Earth one. I'm not
Yeah.
accounting for anything being blocked here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That hill in the background is supposed to be 0.33 degrees with nothing hidden. Yeah, and then what I'm saying is I'm using that 0.33 degrees as
Right.
kind of like half
Okay.
of the height.
So the distance to it,
Yep, go.
12,868 meters, and the heading is 23993. 23993.
Why does it give it in meters?
Graphic representation. Rumpus will never draw that. All that distance along the base versus the height of the mountain in the or the boat or whatever. He'll never draw that because then we get a real fucking sense of the scale. But yeah, I'm not going against you there, Liam. I'm just.
Give me 2
I know
seconds.
you're on the fence and you're arguing both sides, but of course you have to, according to your own presentation here, go against the globe side. So why aren't you going against the globe side?
Okay, so right, 377 meters is the height of the hill, at a distance of 65 kilometers dead on.
Pete, that's some good weed because Gleam is going like showing what both.
What was the height there, Randy, again? Sorry.
377 meters.
Okay, so it's just the same.
377, yeah.
Yeah.
Happy days.
See, that's not working out right though. I don't think.
Liam, let me just say this, right? On Earth, on fucking Earth.
Well, because they're different turbine heights. They're not 80 meters, them ones.
Oh, okay, go on.
The Burbo Bank extension are ginormous. Hang on, let me look it up. One sec. Wind turbines. It's the Burbo Bank extension, isn't it? So, got Burbo Bank, but it doesn't have the extension.
Truman Burbank. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. One sec, Pete.
I was going to say Gleam, as you're looking for your target there, Randy. Gleam, on Earth, right? Because as flat earthers, we're such a tiny percentage on Earth. Gleam is one of the very, 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 very few who will share my thoughts on the southern sky being a mere reflection of the northern sky. Also on ether being an absolute reality and necessity around which everything is based. And he will also talk about, kind of in some sense in terms of entertainment, the thought of a tree of life in a divided state. So all due respect to the role that you play in that sense, Lee.
Is that before he smokes or after he smokes? Sorry, Gleam.
Yeah, nothing makes sense to you.
I'm messing with you. I knew you were going to start.
USD Montreal. Nothing makes sense to you.
I knew it.
Nothing else makes sense.
It makes sense, Pete.
Mr. Mirror.
Actually, we don't know if we get it, right, Montreal? But we listen.
Pete, don't get mad because I don't agree with your mirror thing, bro. We don't have to agree on everything.
Joke about it. You scoff like a boulder at it.
But it's okay, Pete, because hey, we listen.
Hey guys, can I say something, please?
Okay. Okay, I'm due to be pissed off there, that guy.
Okay, let me respond to Pete. One second.
I've never seen your face, SC Montreal, nor have I ever seen
No.
Liam's face.
Yeah. Stop with your
Yeah, it
stupidity.
doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, right.
You're
So
pissed
tell us,
off because
what
hold
are
on.
your advanced thoughts on things, man?
I always give you my thoughts. You're mad because I don't agree with your mirror moon theory.
I said about Gleam. I made a specific comment to Gleam, and you came in with your ha ha ha. What are your thoughts on it?
Okay, so
I told you my thoughts already, Pete.
So the approximate HUD, it's only an approximation. So the approximate hub height is 105 meters. Let's see if I can get something more definitive than that. But that's something to get you started there, Gleam.
Yeah, I would say it needs to be around about 140 to 160
Yeah, hang on.
for it to be more than double. Put it that way. But what you're saying, so 105 there.
What about magnification to the atmosphere, Gleam?
Have you scaled it properly though? That's the thing. I don't think you have. Have you taken an image of this and seen if it's halfway?
Yes, you have to scale the shit in the Z-axis. You have to.
Pete, how can we calculate magnification through the atmosphere though?
Well, look, I've been through all this back in 2017 on my own channel, right? It's certain things that are impossible to sort of gauge, and that
Yeah, 105 meters. 105 meters is the Burbo bank to the
well,
to the
they're
hub.
fucked anyway, Ranty. We're talking about what is like. Come on, they're fucked from the outset. All those ballers know the Earth is flat.
What are you panic? Why, Pete? Why are you? Pete, why are you panicking, my friend?
I'm not panicking. I'm passionate about this. I've been in this 10 years, right? And I've lost everything, right? I'm telling you this. It's a tough fucking pill to swallow, but it's a necessary part. All those fucking ballers that you keep constantly trying to, all those hours you put into persuading them, like, no, the ball doesn't work. They fucking know it. That's why they persist in their cooperation, and they persist
we're
in their
not
position.
persuading anybody. All I'm here for is to because I can't go out and do the observations myself. I'm not as smart as Gleam or you to do the goddamn math, but through an observation. Okay, so I just sit here and listen and intake the information, and I can put it two and two together in my mind, and come back on the next show and be like, man, I learned something.
So Pete,
right?
in 10 years, all you came up with is Aristarchus and the Tree of Life, a root. That's your story.
Don't cut the.
No. He's gonna get it tonight because he's. What's your story?
Okay, give me in
Tell us your
Montreal
story,
a few
bro.
minutes, Granty. Give me an SC Montreal a few minutes. Off you go, SC Montreal.
Tell us, okay, if Randy doesn't mind, because
Go ahead. No, knock yourselves out.
Okay. You insulted me a couple of times today. So, you've been on this scene for 10 years now, right? Tell us your story besides a stupidity like the Tree of Life and barks cutting, and tell us something. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I calm myself down a little bit. I'm not sort of on balance inside, but I realize I'm talking to maybe 5 or 6 people. I don't know. That's your best opening. Fair enough. That's all I've achieved in 10 years. The Tree of Life. That's all I need to fucking achieve. Aristarchus, the Tree of Life, it extends within you, man. Your divided state. This is what it's all about. Who gives a fuck that the Earth is flat and stationary? You can't even tell me what the Earth is. At least the ballers tell you what the Earth is, which is a spinning ball, which is satisfied children. You just come along and present them a picture of nothing and say, well, they're lying, but you won't lead them towards the truth, which is, well, ultimately what is already preset, man, because we're greater than this earthly truth. Right, we came away from the material-only experience, which is what, funny enough, Aristarchus of Samos, right, listed in the history books, right, gives us. He took the center and focus away from the Earth, put it at the sun, had all the orbiting planets around. Now it's all bollocks. That fucker didn't exist. It's a story tale, right? That you are there to read as an observer, as an honest individual. Now, you might be born into the people who are in the know. Flat fucking Earth has been obvious from the beginning. It fucking obviously has been. What about all the Navy? You think fucking Captain Cook sailed these bollocks off around the Earth and said, well, where am I now? I'm definitely at some side upside down to the place I was. Get the fuck out of here. Let me just say this. There's a greater story in play. And by you limiting the imagination of others, SE Montreal, because you've been particularly vocal, well, then you are doing the greatest injustice. You're doing a greater injustice than any ball earther, because they already know the earth is flat.
Limiting, bro. Who's
know the
limiting? I
greater
just
story.
asked you. Ranty just gave you a platform to explain yourself, and you said a whole bunch of nonsense that you always say. Nonsense. Sorry, bro, but somebody has to tell you, man.
You haven't been following the story. You haven't moved on from the basic flat earth that was handed to us on a fucking plate.
Pete, I like you, bro. I like you very much. You're a good guy. But your Tree of Life stuff is bullshit, bro.
You like me? You like me? Show me your face, man. Let me show my face, Ranty. Put this fucking PJ
I'll show you
face
my
on
butt if you want.
Camera. At least I know who I'm dealing with, right?
Nobody has told you, but now I'm telling you. Okay?
Where's your passion?
Take it as you want, my friend.
Where's your thoughts led you? Who are you, SC Montreal?
Hey guys, can I say something?
Anyway,
Please?
yeah, I don't want to get involved in that sort of stuff.
Do you hear me? Hello?
You know what to rule out. When you just come to knowing what is, right, which is a flat and stationary earth, how do you know what to rule out? On a flat earth, SC Montreal, it appears that all the skylights revolve around us in unison.
Listen, we can discuss reflections, but when you talk about Tree of Life crap and all this stuff, how the hell do you... Where did you get this from? Yeah,
I thought about reflections 4 years ago, and then I developed it to the Tree of Life, you fucking insulting bollocks.
The moon is a reflection one crater. I looked at the moon. It doesn't have a reflection of one crater. So stop saying these stupidities.
Let me tell you what the moon is. Listen, shithead. Let me tell you what the moon is. The moon and the sun are the same size because one is a direct reflection of the other. The moon is a kaleidoscopic reflection of solidity. Every one of those fucking craters are one crater, but you're just seeing it for all manner of perspectives. Like a tree and its fucking shadow when the sun passes over. When it's more direct overhead, it appears like a tiny fucking ball in the ground. When it appears more,
I have video of
but you don't know it's a fucking. You don't know it's a reflection.
You're talking shit out of your fucking ass.
Not talking shit.
I have
you
film
of
of
to
the
go on
moon,
camera. You tell me what it is then.
All different craters.
Ranty,
okay? All different craters.
If Ranty will do, hang on, please. I'll defeat you in one fucking link. Ranty doesn't have to play it or not. Shills versus Shills. 2 Piche, Milky Way on the moon. He had no fucking clue what I was talking about 3 years ago. He made the comparison and he said, in his own words, near 100% match.
Listen, dude,
when
get
we
your
have a
shit
reflected
together.
part of the sky to be found
Get
in the
your
moon,
fucking
maybe there's
shit
a source
together.
fucking reflection.
You've been in this game for 10 years. This is my advice to you. Take it or leave it. Stop talking crap. Take all the knowledge that you've gained and come up with something. Otherwise, everybody laughs at you, dude.
No greater discovery here in this world as it is than the Dodo and Aristarchus. The Dodo leads to Aristarchus. The Gleason's map is handed to us on a plate, right? All of the main contributors, Antonius Subarats as well, Star IBS backwards, had the Gleason's map. But they always had Australia at the fucking top. We've all been accustomed to Australia at the bottom. When you flip it around, a certain bird jumps out at you. Then we understand the dodo bird didn't exist. And the dodo represents the divided God, right? The divided state of the earth, right? Post-destruction, which is the Gleason's map. And more particularly, the divided state of us, SC Montreal. Male from female, right? Self from self. That's why we want to fucking get rid of our sperm, our tar, our essence, right? Because we want to bridge that gap. We want to reconnect the circuit. And this is what 2020 is all about. This is what 2020, and I'll fucking stand in this because I've said it before. This was the beginning of the new era. Repair is in the air. Aristarchus is repaired. Now, what are you going to do about it?
I wish you well, brother. I have nothing else more to say. I wish you well.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I have a question, please. If you stopped, yeah? Possible. I have a video which is called The Moon is a Light. and that is based on a source on the videos of the YouTuber called Dave Johnson, Dave J, and he has a picture of the moon, and he took a picture of a star through the moon. So how can you take a picture of the moon and see a star through the moon if the moon is solid? So if that picture is not fake, I'm not sure anyway, it's impossible to take a photo of a star through the moon. So if you want, you can check out my video. The source is of course Dave Johnson, and please take a look if you're not sure. And if you think the moon is solid, I'm not giving it this as a good argument, but it's something. So how can you take a picture of a star through the moon if the moon is solid? It's impossible, right?
I've seen, yeah, it is impossible. I've seen what you're talking about, and trust me, I've tried to film it many, many times. I've never been able to recreate that. Look, that's just my opinion. If I find out tomorrow the moon is a hologram, I'll be the first one to say it. I'm just saying what I see. I have to be honest to myself.
Okay, I understand that. Yeah.
You do that, SC Montreal. Yeah, man, you mentioned you mentioned Dave Johnson the other night, and no one heard of Dave Johnson. How can you not have heard of Dave Johnson? Honest to God, Dave J, fucking fantastic contributor to everything. He realized 9/11 was a media symbolic hoax way back when, 10 years ago. Where have you been? Right, but anyway, to that, SC Montreal, you can't consider reflections. You can't consider that you haven't been able to capture it, but that phenomena is well sort of registered, well accounted for. That stars have been able to be seen through the moon. Now, whoever that was, I can't quite read the name. I'd love to talk to you a bit more, but yeah, this is the greater considerations here. What exactly is fucking going on? And when Ranty devoted a whole show to a mirror moon and the moon reflecting the Earth, that's fair enough. But if that's a reflection, we need light for a reflection. What's creating it? What's reflecting it in the first place? To give the moon, well, let's look in our vicinity. What's
okay, if it's a reflection, where is it being reflected?
What's the same size, SC? What's the same size, SC Montreal as the fucking moon?
Pete, where is it being reflected from? How is it being
Don't worry about that in the first place. Do you recognize that the moon and the sun are the same size?
Yes.
Right.
That's how it looks. But your reflection, let's not go on baller stuff. Your reflection,
no,
how does it
work? Baller stuff. This is Ranty, Dr. John D, Adam Meakin, talking about, actually, Dr. Ranty, come in here with SC Montreal here and say that Dr. John D, right, was able to put all the pieces together when he saw that particular video, which indicated that the moon was reflecting the Earth's surface in some sense. Is that true or not?
Yeah, he said that to me.
Right. So SC Montreal, you're fucked right there.
What? Because one guy says it's a reflection, I'm supposed to say, oh, you're right? Listen, dude.
Who's one guy? Let me tell you this.
Give me 30 seconds. Okay. Just give me 30 seconds.
Well, hold on, just one sec, guys. Listen, I'm just going to this is for Gleam. So if he's watching, what I've done is I've scaled the turbine. I've raised it to the horizon. I've then scaled it to the mountain behind. And if it's measured to the top, if it's measured to the bottom of the hub, then it will be 49% of the height of the mountain. And if it's measured to the top of the hub, then it will be 46.5% of the mountain behind. Okay, that's for your angular size.
It's about 71%.
Okay.
Saying it should be,
yeah, but
as in the back hill.
Gleam, it's not ideal mathematics. As you're going through the further distance, there will be distortion, right? So whatever angles you're measuring, you have to take these distortive effects into account. This is not clear.
Yeah, well, this is
perfectly clear, isn't it? As long as we accept that we can see all the way.
We're taking them into account now.
How can you take them into account when you haven't detailed where that horizon is at, the distances to it, and how far we're actually seeing? When we look at the mounting and we identify the mirror line, Are we admitting that we actually see all the way to the base, except sort of a little bit, or is there something else going on? This is where Etherban comes into things, isn't it? Come on.
Everybody drink.
But honestly, it is though. It's about an advanced explanation, Travis. This is where you're on your own, man. This is where you could be famous.
Who's the guy working on the car, real quick?
Who's the guy on the CB?
That's Rob Keane.
Hey, Keane. Okay, cool. Awesome.
If I may, I was thinking about something else about this, Ranty, when you guys are done. The boats. What's the distance to that boat there? Has anybody thought of that?
I fucking asked you that a few minutes ago where I asked you to pause. Find the distance to the boat, the distance to the turbine, the distance to the furthest turbine, and then the distance
got another
to
black
the
swan.
land beyond. That's a scaling, though. As flat earthers, we know the ball is bullshit. As we're trying to decode the z-axis, which the ballers deny, they always have a fixed distance for it. Then all of these different phenomena, atmospheric, or, well, it's water all the way, isn't it? How will water behave? These need to be taken into consideration. And this is why there's a fucking massive objection to it. So fucking obvious.
Have you two finished your round now? Is that it?
I love you, Pete.
It's Manic Monday, Ranty, right? It's Manic Monday, and as I said, American weed is going around. They've fucking shortened the supply of weed all along, and now every fucker is selling American weed. It's a Meru car. So I reckon, well, there's great transformation in the air. You were to be questioned on what you came to know, SE Montreal, after all of these facilities have been given to you, after 5 years of being a flat earther. Well, where are you at? And maybe that's the ultimate question here.
I'm exactly where you guys are at. We only have a beef with the moon. That's all.
What beef with the moon? What beef do you have with the moon?
It looks to me like it's a solid object, and you think it's a reflection.
It's a reflection of a solid object. When you look at your reflection in the mirror, does it look like a solid object?
What is it reflecting from? Where is it reflecting?
You! It's reflecting you!
Yeah, they do have some good weed up there. You're in Ireland, right?
But imagine, hang on please, imagine the lighting was so low that someone entered your bathroom and you were sort of had your reflection in the mirror, and all they could see was your reflection in the mirror. Would that be you?
So where's the moon then? Where's the real moon?
It would look like a solid you.
So where's the real moon if that's a reflection, Pete?
I'm telling you, Aristarchus at the very center. It reflects, and the ultimate primary reflection is Polaris. That revolves in slow circles because Aristarchus revolves in slow circles, right? Up and down, spring and fall. The primary reflection of Polaris is the sun. All of the solar system, that's all of the planets, the seven, whatever, that's all reflections of reflections within that closed sort of system, primary reflection system. But the rest of the greater universe, as you call it, is just a primary reflection of Polaris, ultimately, of Aristarchus. That's my best explanation of it, SE Montreal. And every fucking year, all of us put up a Christmas tree that's cut, right? And we connect it to a power source, right, and light it up artificially, and at the very top we get a fuck off star. R.I. star cuss. R.I. star cuss. Our righteous star. That's you, my friend. You didn't arrive here without the sperm meeting the egg. That's the deeper layer to all of this. Flat Earth is handed to us on a plate, and if you just rest there, SE Montreal, genuinely, well then you're only fucking defeating yourself. You've denied yourself and your own true nature. I know you don't like the Bible. You don't like talks of God, Montreal. Are you of God, SE Montreal?
Am I of God?
Are you of God? Are you of a creator? Are you of a higher power? Are you of a greater nature?
Most definitely, most definitely.
Excellent. And I know you know that as well.
There's
all this
definitely
shit
a
is easy
creator.
for us, everybody. And tell your children all this shit is easy for us to work out. Rockabye baby on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. Down will come baby, cradle and all. It's an experience in division, male from female.
O'Shea
The
Guevara.
wonders of God beyond measure, right, Gleam?
You go, Pete. We need a flag.
Green, white, green,
Yeah,
white,
Randy,
the
do we
green,
have any
the green
distance?
O'Shea Guevara.
flash, green flash, honest to God.
I'm really, really curious about this, Pete, because if that windmill is like 8 miles, right? I'm just saying, and look at the boats, we might have another 2 Black Swannies. But we got to find out the distance here.
Present to whom? Black Swan came out first of the first, 2020 by faceless contributor. Doesn't matter according to you, SC Montreal. Military man, SC Quantum Eraser. Gleam, perfect. The only reason quantum mechanics came about is because of the untimely demise of the ether, right? So a whole different paradigm came into effect. Quantum Eraser, which is John Snook, whatever his name is. Yeah, I've never seen his face, right? But well, maybe I have in a pictorial form, but I don't know if it's him. But he was so confident coming to Flat Earth, where his whole earthly reality paradigm was sort of twisted and shifted around. He was so confident in quantum mechanics that he called himself after a screen name after a particular quantum mechanics proof experiment, which is the quantum eraser experiment. So yeah, well, what are we going to think about that as advanced sort of pawns along the chessboard?
Oh, I'm on board with that. I'm on board with that. Gleam was very. I'm glad you spoke about the quantum foam there, Gleam, and the way you explained it. That was spot on, bro. How it evolved.
Quantum foam was, SE, according to your understanding of what Gleam said. I missed it.
Oh, he was explaining how the ether started off, then they got rid of it, and then now quantum mechanics brought it back as a form of quantum foam.
But what is it? What was ether to begin with?
Well, the ether was many things. If you want to go with quantum mechanics, it's stuff popping in and out of existence.
That won't wash for you, man. What is it to you?
How do I know, Pete?
Does it
How do I know what
is it real to you, man?
Could have been a
All of the Oakley crew, to the man, the people who've been there for years and end, don't mention the ether. It's not even about having a conversation and having a passionate point of view. Don't mention it.
Energy, man. Je suis Dodo. Can ether be the universal energy, which some paranormal areas of some sciences talks about? Okay, the energy from yoga, from the chi. Can the ether be the chi?
You're saying like
it's a tree of life, my friend.
Pete,
it's a tree of life, and we only come to recognize it when we come to flat Earth consideration.
Like the anagram of heart and earth, right?
Exactly. Ether, earth, heart, ether. Earth, ether, heart. The bridge is established between the external and the internal. And remember, we are the greatest miracle known. We transcend materialism. Right? Mount Hermon, we fell upon. Eve betrayed man. Why? Because the womb, the mother, this is the heart of the material. We are the atom, the immaterial. The H goes upwards as opposed to downwards. This is what happened with 9/11. But whoever said that about the ether, well, this is it. It's not. Gleam talks about God's breath. It's, well, where do we all stem from? The sperm meeting the egg, the ejaculate.
What do you think
it's
about
God's ejaculation.
Hey, folks who talk bad about, when I say name and you say amen, right? All you do is switch the letters around, right? Earth, heart, ether, all that stuff, right? So the English language, especially, because I don't know many others, but even in Spanish, you get kind of that same kind of thing, where they don't understand it's babble, right? It's all there to divide us, right? The, you
What
know,
do you mean?
espe-
How can you come to that conclusion, though? Maybe it's
well,
all there
just
to unite
the
us.
way, well, the way language is there just to divide folks, right? Just like you were.
What sound do you
arguing
make
with
at
SE right
orgasm, Aaron? What sound do you make at orgasm? What can connect all individuals here? Breathing, right? The breath of life. What sound do you make at orgasm?
Too much information,
Who's
Pete.
horse sound there?
I'll say pretty much what you just had right there.
Oh my God, this is Pete.
Listen,
Pete
let's
is
get serious.
So bizarre.
Yeah,
Not
but also
bizarre.
at the same time.
How's it going,
Talking
Travis?
about
Good to hear you,
bodily
bro.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, SC?
Are you embarrassed? Travis is embarrassed that he's about 17 kids.
I'm not embarrassed. No, it's just
Why is it bizarre then? Because it gets back to the heart of the individual's
because we don't
experience.
understand. Okay, Pete, listen. Okay, I'm on your side, but I'm on SE's side. We have heard.
You're on your white
bab-
side
okay.
as well. Apparently a lot.
Hey, Travis,
Okay,
there are no
Pete,
sides, is what
Pete,
Pete's saying. There are no sides.
We have heard you babble on about Aristarchus, and you've done it again today. And none of us knows any more about it than we did when you first started. So all your talk about God's ejaculation and what noise he makes doesn't make any sense. So that's why it's bizarre, because I don't have a fucking clue what you're fucking talking about.
Well,
with
That's
the
what Pete's
Let me
saying,
say
though.
this,
Travis,
right? Hang on,
Travis,
please.
that's what Pete is saying. That's what he's saying. Is we can
Hang on,
all sit here
please.
and
Hang on,
pretend that
please.
our mind. We can, Pete, hold on. We can sit here and
Aaron.
pretend that our mind knows. You know, we can create a story of how we came here, right?
Listen, stop talking for me, Aaron.
Sorry,
Stop talking
Pete.
for me. Let me clarify to anyone who has Travis on the very back of the comment you just made. Think about our greatest opponents. Who you got? Name five. Name five, Travis. On the baller, liar, antagonist, Borg side. Name the 5 top opponents that you would sort of fear to meet. There's lots of fucking feeble ones. Soundly is a feeble one. He's competent enough, but he'd fade away under pressure. Name the top 5. I'll give you a clue. Negator, Rumpus would be top 5, right? Can you name 3 others?
Negator.
I don't listen. I don't consider
Not
any
Rumpus.
of them. Yeah, I don't consider any of them to be any top tier. So I'm not really sure. I mean, I can name
a top
5
tier then.
No. I'm saying I wouldn't put any of them up there because they're all unable to open their mind and have a discussion.
To resist either bad boy.
That's right.
Whatever. Anyway.
Drink. Everybody drink.
That's hilarious, Travis, that you're saying there's no competence. So in terms of the best resistance, this is modern day science with all its, remember, you're not just convincing the man himself, you're convincing the mob, the masses, right, who have been given the best of technology.
Okay, again, Pete,
who have they presented?
Listen,
hang
Pete,
on, please, let me finish clarifying.
You're not
Who
even
have they
addressing
presented in
what
this
I
most
said.
pivot, Travis, when you talk, I can't hear you. When only because I hear you talking.
Pete,
but I
it's
can't
more like
make-
when you talk.
Let me finish my question briefly then. Who have they offered up? We know these people are organized resistance. Who have they offered up to the best of their abilities to represent their body of science? And as I said, Rumpus, over the course of this arena, the Flat Earth arena, the most pivotal arena in history, for fuck's sake, Rumpus and Negator are 2. I could name 3 others, and you wouldn't know them though. Maybe you would. Who would you name? You're saying there's no one. I can fucking handle them all. I'd beat anyone in a game of chess or boxing. Come on, Travis.
But Pete, you're telling us not to go against their false beliefs, right? You're telling Randy.
I'm asking you who you would gauge as a worthy opponent.
The top tier of resistance is yourself, Pete.
Yes,
yourself.
the enemy lies
it's
within.
yourself.
The enemy
No one
lies
else.
within.
It's yourself.
I'm the only one fucking saying that the enemy lies within. It's always brought down to Empire.
Bullshit, fucking. I just told you it was yourself, Pete. So you're not the only one. Pull your head in.
So here you are, Bandsaw. Your name is Chris, right? Bandsaw, Ranty Lumberjack cuts down trees. A Bandsaw cuts down trees as well. Here he said his name is Chris. He asked me about Christ earlier on. My enemy is myself, but who am I going to listen to on that? Chris?
You got to listen to yourself, Pete. Yourself.
You
gotta listen
established
to.
yourself, Chris. you establish yourself. At least
I
I'll tell you
Pete,
I'll tell you this
Pete.
right now. Let me tell you this right now, more than anyone else. I have a fucking 160 shows of Pete Shea being Pete Shea.
Okay.
Wonderful to everyone.
Congratulations for you, Pete.
Yeah, but now
Congratulations.
you're
Oh,
not
I'm
on
telling
the
you
right
though,
show,
you have
right?
something to cling on.
So
People have
Pete,
something to
Pete.
cling on, and they can hear me out. I'm not fucking
Okay,
fooling
so
anybody.
when you say the word
I don't have to
Christ,
put myself on
Pete.
YouTube, Pete, to cling to anything.
Yeah, but we're not
Pete.
necessarily disagreeing, man. You know you disagree with me, or you
Pete.
agree with me more than you disagree with me, Chris.
Hey Pete, when you say the word Christ, before we go there, can you give what is the sound in English for CH?
Right,
Is it
excellent.
ch?
R-I star cuss,
Hold
C-H
on.
cuss, or cuss,
What
right?
is the sound
Cuss.
for CH, right? It's ch.
I just said it to you. R-I star cuss,
Now
C-H-U-S,
say
or cuss,
Christ.
K-U-S.
Now say Christ with ch at the beginning, okay? Christ.
Trist.
Trist or Trist or trust. Okay? This is the babble right there, right? You can just change the CH to a K sound and be like, Christ.
Let me go further, Aaron.
Even though
further.
even though they developed churches, right? Church. But then when it comes to Christ, we say Christ, right?
Harsh sound. So what does Christ represent? The Son of Man. What is the Son, Aaron?
Because words have meaning, don't they, Pete?
What is the Son? Does the Son come from destruction?
Words don't have meaning. Sounds have meaning. The sound, the frequency, the vibration has meaning. Okay.
What is the sound?
Well,
what is an expression of sound?
It would be Christ.
But let me get it straight, not soundly.
Trust.
Soundly. Remember soundly, Liam?
Right? It's just something to think about. So when we improperly say Christ,
hang on, please. Aristarchus. Hang on, Liam. Or hang on, Aaron. Aristarchus. Who was Aaron, first of all, biblically? And Moorfield, get the fuck out of here. Don't worry about that. Well, Aristarchus, R-S, right? Star, cuss. If you rearrange a letter, you get R-I-cuss. Star, and if you pronounce it exactly like you said with the K with Christ, R-I-cuss star.
No,
if you pronounce it differently, hang on, please.
It's almost a T sound.
Listen, stop talking. You're pissing me off because you know that when you talk, I don't get to finish my expression because I know you're talking. I was nearly finished it.
Aaron Starkus.
Right,
Aaron Starkus.
Excellent. That's
it better not be going on video.
Let me finish this, please.
It's okay.
Let me finish this because it's exactly on point. Distinction between the CH and the K pronunciation. R-I Starkus, right? R-S Starkus, C-H-U-S. When you change it around, R-I-C-H-U-S star, you can get R-I-Cus star or R-Righteous star. The only righteous star!
I get it.
Let's move
on. What the hell are you guys talking about?
Can you explain it to me, Aaron? Because I got no idea.
It's you, man. It's you. If you don't understand that, it's you. You came from a fucking seaman. You came from a seaman, Martin Leedkey, and you talk about Tartaria. It's you. If you separate the fucking truth from you, then you lose.
Fake.
I know I'm dealing with so many fakes. All right, but fair enough, though.
O'Shea Guevara.
All I was bringing up to Pete was the sound of letters when we put them together in English, which can change the whole meaning or frequency or even symbol of a word, right? So when he was talking about Christ, that should be K-R-I-S-T, whatever, right? But church is not spelled with a K. It used to be, right? Kirk used to be spelled like that. But English changed the CH into the K. Only in certain circumstances, right? So if we say the word Christ, right? But we say it with the ch instead of the Christ, we say it with Christ. It gets real close to ch, is almost close to t, the T.
Well, actually, Aaron, it's Christos in Greek.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Can I ask a question about the
which-
observation?
Yeah, let's go
I
back.
thought you were done here.
No, I'm done. Yeah, you're right.
All right. Yeah. Gleam,
Thanks, Miranda.
What equations are you using for your long distance angular size?
Just basically angular size. That's all
Okay.
it was comparing
I'm
the
just-
angular size between.
I'm just curious where you got those equations or what you're using.
Just using the normal ANG angular size calculator online.
Okay, just the standard
The
calculator.
17828. Yeah, it is. It's a small angle approximation, which is exactly what it says on the tin. It's supposed to be accurate, smaller than 5 degrees. But what I get it to, put it this way, is what I get it to is that the turbine in the front, the big one, should be 0.46 degrees or 0.47, nearly 5 degrees. And the hill in the background should be 0.3 degrees. So 0.5 versus 0.3.
But even like for sextant use, they say the angle's under 15 degrees. Now this might be just for stars. You can't really use them because of all the refraction. So I don't. How valuable do you think that is to us?
That's geometric before anything to do with the atmosphere, put it that way. So exactly that. Go on. So sorry, is the other one 120? Because that makes a huge difference there. Yeah, sorry, I thought it was 105, the other one. That's what I've calculated. If that is, that's a huge difference because I got it to 140. Yeah, it is that one. Yeah, cool. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So
What's the difference in perspective on a globe and a flat plane?
Well, it's the hidden. The hidden. Yeah. Give me a minute or two. Yep.
I still have my eye
Yeah,
on
don't
those
wait for me.
boats. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, don't wait for me. Don't go all silent. There's people. Shout out to the super chat. Oh, nobody's done one. Hurry up, quick.
Smash the super chat.
You sure YouTube didn't do something to stop them from giving you a super chat?
I think Pete super shouted us all, right?
I don't mean to do that, man.
Pete with the super chat.
Not everyone can handle the revelation of Aristarchus, okay? Not everyone's prepared.
Bless his heart, though, and also Montreal, awesome, just being who you are. You know,
Maybe I overdid it with Pete. Maybe I overdid it.
Don't worry about that. We have all the time in the world. I mean, let me say this: we have all the time in the world, right? I spoke to about would say definitely 4, maybe more. No, actually, hang on, more than that. 6, 7, or 8 children today on different separate occasions with a tenderness that we would all expect from children in our neighborhood, right? I know them all, just in passing. Can do that. But fucking hell, I'll tell you, when someone attacks my family, or when someone attacks something I care about, I'm capable of all manner of human emotions, like we all are. I'm telling a story. This is the problem that no one else is telling. I'm a flat earther in this arena for a long time, and SE Montreal, especially here, if you don't understand what I'm saying, well, first of all, what am I supposed to do? I've certainly spoken openly and continuously about it. I haven't done it in nice sort of cool knit videos, compressed level, but I've certainly talked about it over the course of my YouTube experience. And I do have my own channels of 160 shows or so. Right.
Yeah, but
so,
Pete,
yeah,
you also
I'm not.
spoke harshly. You also spoke harshly about a man raising a family who was just on this panel with us, right? I
Who's
heard
that?
it. Montreal.
Exactly.
What did I say harshly against SE Montreal man
You
raising a
called him a
family? What did I
shithead.
do
Number
that?
one, you called him a shithead. You
Shithead? I call you a shithead.
Ignorant, right? You know, you're defending your position, Pete, where Montreal wasn't defending
Listen,
anything.
because a man is a family. If I disagree with him and it gets passionate, I can't call him a shithead because he's a man with a family.
It's not kind of the best practice.
What do you do then, Aaron?
None of us call you names, right? None of us here. Okay?
What do you mean none of us?
On other channels you go on to, yeah, they will.
What do you mean none of us?
Big time, right? But
Who's
here,
us? Who do you consider your closest confidant
the folks
within
on
the
Randy's-
us?
The folks on Ranty's panel today.
Who? Name someone. Who do you consider your closest confidant? You appreciate much. What about Paige? You talk about the legal name fraud. Randy didn't even know about it till the last week, apparently.
Doesn't matter if he knows about it or not. He's okay.
So who is we then? Who do you affiliate with?
What do you mean?
Who do you? When you talk about we there, we don't do that to one another. Who are
What
you
I meant
talking
by
about?
the colloquial term "we" was just looking at the panel members on Ranty's channel.
Have you ever got
That's
angry
it.
at someone online? Have you ever got angry at someone online?
Nobody,
Aaron?
no man or woman on this channel, this platform today has said bad things about Pete Shea, right?
Been muted for fucking.
Well, because when you come on, you call people shithead and ignorant and it's a little bit
No.
rough, you know?
I'll tell you how this all started, my friends. Anyone listening out there, I started up a conversation with Bandwagon, and Aaron started up a conversation with me off air. We didn't know there was a show going on. I thought I was talking to Bandsaw, right? And when suddenly loads of people appeared in the scene, I didn't realize it, and everyone took offense at what I was saying, and I was muted.
Yeah,
No,
but
no,
Pete, you don't show people respect, Pete.
Pete,
right?
Pete.
You just dominate people, right? You got to let people speak.
Yeah,
I can second that.
Are you drunk right now? Because you've not opened your eyes in 10 minutes. We've been watching you.
I've noticed that too.
Well, in fairness, I didn't realize I'm going to look at the camera. I didn't realize. I totally took myself off camera.
When Pete's on a rant, he
Just
closes
sitting
his
down.
eyes.
What you do? Where are you going to look when you're talking? Imagine
No, Pete, you have a habit of asking people leading questions.
Pete's
Is that
wasted.
Jimbo? Is that Jimbo? Oh no.
I'm not wasted.
Oh, no.
I can play any song you like. I'll
don't wanna
fucking
hear
debate
any song,
any
Pete.
man here. On
No,
any
thank
debate.
you.
Where's Jimbo?
No, thank you.
Where's Jimbo with his giant
songs,
big
Pete.
neck?
No
That's
songs.
not a debate. You're telling everyone Aristarchus is the real deal. Dodo, Tree of Life, end of story. Listen to Pete. If you don't, Pete will fuck you up. Drown you out,
Oh.
shout at you, bully you, call you names, do whatever. Call you a shill, an actor. That's your MO, Pete. Over and over.
Tell me what
for
I have to
years.
say about Jimbo then. Jimbo, tell me what I have to say about Aristarchus. Just in a 30
I don't
seconds.
give a shit about
Oh.
what you have to say about Aristarchus.
Stop,
after all
you
these
just
years.
diminished me.
I
Fucking
don't
there.
give a shit now. You burned
Tell
it
me
into
in
the
30
ground.
seconds.
If that was a
The
bridge to
audience.
burn, you burned it 1,000 times. You just
If
overdid
it's fucking
it.
true, man.
You're just trying to shove it down people's throat because you believe it so convinced in your heart that it's so that you can't let go, and you have to convince others to convince yourself. That's
Tell
where
me,
you fail.
tell the audience who don't know what's going on, who you are, who I am, what I have to say about Aristarchus. Sum it up in 30 seconds, Jimbo.
I don't care what you have to say about
To
Aristarchus.
the audience!
I've heard it a million times. That's just
To
you
the
leading
audience.
the conversation in the show.
Significant.
This is about flat
It's
Earth.
flat Earth and beyond.
Yeah, and beyond. Yeah, we'll go into ether and fairy tales.
Oh, giants! We
Narnia,
go into giants.
all of your
Imagine
bullshit,
the size of
all
the
of your
giants.
regular
Fucking shit,
bullshit of
Randy. The
intellectual
fucking 120
masturbation
fucking
that
mile
mankind
long
does.
step.
All of this.
Oh, right. Okay. What happened there? It's just like everyone just went
I'm not
silent.
there. Jim just went off.
We got muted.
He was talking about the ridiculousness of what I'm talking about, and he comes in talking about giants a fucking 1,200 miles long.
Yes, but I don't force it down people's throat.
Don't force anything down anyone's throat, man.
If they don't, they don't. I have a 24/7 site. I don't pump it 24/7.
Why does Nathan Oakley not talk about ether? Why does Quantum
Why
Eraser
is
hate
it a
ether?
sin to be and say that unless you can give me some ether to test, I'm a practical, pure, and applied science type of guy.
Right.
If I don't have something hands-on to work with, or some type of visual that something to observe and figure out what's going on, well, I can't do that with this magical ether. Anyone can masturbate intellectually forever on it. Forever.
Right, let's talk about giants then. But hang on, Randy.
A unicorn.
Hang on, Jim.
I have an invisible unicorn in my closet.
Randy, 5
Three
minutes.
people confirm
5
it.
minutes,
You
Jimbo
don't believe
and
it?
Clee.
Too bad, because I have friends who confirm my invisible unicorn.
Enough, Jimbo.
I'd
You've had
rather
2
present
hours,
my
Pete,
screen
let
instead
alone
of
bloody-
setting up
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's
Thanks.
move on.
Thanks, Randy.
If I could just share my screen.
Pete does dominate. He's giving us a middle finger there. He's like, fuck you. He does think he's the alpha male. That's the thing. He's
the big dog. He's the big dog.
Yeah, he's definitely pushing for that, isn't he? Right. Okay. Let's watch your stream, Gleam.
Okay, so put it this way: it's a close run-in, but the globe does actually win it.
Hold on, I
We're
can't.
gonna get mooned.
But
Hold
you're
on,
both
hold
the
on.
opposite way.
Hold on. Let me get back in.
So it's both. If you said it was 45%, didn't you?
45%, yes.
Yeah, flat Earth should be, the hill should be 55%. On a globe, it should be 35%. So it's 10.26% for a flat Earth difference higher, and 9.5%, 45% lower on a globe. Or higher than it should be.
Hold on.
Which is all of about 0.23 degrees.
Hang on, are you sharing yours? Yeah, you are. Right. Hang on. Why won't it go on big screen? I just can't get it up. There we go. Right. Okay. Sorry. Say again. So it was 45 versus 35.5 and 45.26. Photo finish, isn't it?
So yeah, on a flat Earth it was 55% it come in at, and on a globe it was 35%. So one was 10% up on the 45.
9.5.
One was 10 down. Yeah.
Yeah.
9.5. So.
Photo
it's-
finish.
Damn it.
It's
If you're talking refraction as well, and this is. I'm including refraction on the hidden amount, because the new hidden amount with that smaller distance is actually 145, not 150. So.
Wonder what happens if you do it on the back turbines then.
Yeah, that was what.
The smaller turbine,
wasn't it?
No,
Yeah,
no,
the
no.
smaller turbine.
This was the giant turbines in the
That was
foreground.
the hill, wasn't it? Yeah.
This is the
No,
100.
This was the smaller one, the 80-meter one, and that was here. So
Hold on. Let me share my screen.
0.16 degree. That should be. Those should be thereabouts.
I'm getting confused. Right. So I gave you this data on I'm showing my screen now. So I gave you this data for this turbine here, this giant turbine in the foreground. Yeah. And the turbine was 105 metres. I know I've put 120, but it was a 105 metre turbine hub at 10.5 kilometres. So is that the one you based it on?
No, sorry, I've used now 120 on this middle one. I thought...
No, it's 105.
They're all 105, right?
No,
so
they're not all 105.
No, that's what I'm saying.
This is 105. Whoa, this is 105.
That ain't me, sorry.
Is that Travis?
That's Travis, yeah. He's going through some tickety top. So sorry, the middle one is what?
The big middle one. This one here. This big middle one is 105 metres to the turbine centre, right?
Yeah.
And the hill behind it is 408 metres in height. And the distances to each is 10.5 kilometres to the turbine and 64.6 kilometres to the hill.
So then no, I've done it as I thought you were saying. It was 105 on the one on the right hand side and 120 on the one in the middle.
No, the one on the middle. That's yeah, it doesn't really matter about that one.
No, that's cool. No, that's cool. That's cool. I just need 2 seconds.
Right, okay.
But that might draw the flat in closer, but the globe would stay the same, I think, anyway.
Right.
Just give me 2 seconds.
Pete Shea's still hovering. He's saying, I can't speak. Right, anyway, you've got all the time in the world now to speak because Pete isn't here.
SE, are you there? Maybe not.
Yes, Old Desert, right, I did say that I had trouble getting it up, yes. You can soundbite that out if you like, by all means. So
I'm picking 10 for supper, sorry.
It's okay.
So we've managed to...
SE, a quick question. Oh, sorry. I was just going to go quickly, Ranty. On SE, on that zoom footage of the moon. Now, I watched it a couple of times quickly. It appears to be, when I watch it, kind of wavery. Do you get that as well? Is that an effect of the zoom, or what is it?
No, I think it's the atmosphere. I think it's the atmosphere.
I find that really interesting. It's almost. I'm not saying it is. It's almost like you're looking at it through water, isn't it? It's got a kind of a waver to the vision that I just found really interesting.
Yes.
It's
amazing.
Almost like sometimes looking up, you can see almost like those heat waves and vapor waves.
Yes. Heat haze.
Like
yes.
A shimmering.
Road in the horizon be above you too.
Yeah, like that shimmering haze sort of thing, but it's obviously the moon at night time. So
I'll tell you, when you open up a lot of bottles of pure chemicals and stuff, you see that type of like distortion.
Yeah.
Same as on the horizon or on a road, at a distance, like water evaporating almost.
Maybe if you opened a bottle of, say, ether, Jimbo.
You see ether actually come out of the bottle and leak out the side. It's very heavy, and when you do open a bottle of ether, you can physically see it, or at least see the higher density material compared to the air around it, and you can see it sink and do what it does. Ether's nice. It's dangerous, but it's nice.
Instead of opening a bottle of ether, Jimbo, why don't you open your heart?
To what or who? There's only one who really deserves your heart, and that's God himself.
But you have to open it.
Your family, your friends, your community.
You have to open it first, right?
Who says it's not open? It may be defensive, but that
kind
doesn't
of
mean it's not open.
You're kind of saying.
Well, I'm not a fool either. You know, if you wear your heart on your sleeve, what's going to happen? The
What do you
fact
think
is,
is gonna
in this arena, if you think friendships have meaning, well, you should just see the track record.
Why are
and
you
history of
correlating?
this
Why are you
place.
correlating friendships with your heart?
Well, if your heart is open, you have some friends, you have some love, you have some other stuff.
Says who?
I don't know. Well, what is this
You
world
just said
about?
it. You just said it. Yeah.
It's not about just me. If other people aren't okay, I'm not okay. I don't like
Why would
seeing
you care if
people
other
suffer.
people are okay or not okay? Why would you care about that?
Because ultimately it'll reflect on my life.
What reflects on your life?
Well, phase one, you can piss off with your line of personal questions, and let's get back to flat Earth. Now my fucking heart is fucking ice cold for fucking you. Do you
Just
understand
like your
that,
ether.
you bitch?
Just like your ether.
What the
Exactly.
fuck are you all about?
Just
you
like
fucking
your
faceless
ether.
troll?
Exactly.
What the fuck are you about? Really?
Why are you swearing at me, man?
What the frick are you about?
Why your heart's open
What
so much
do you
you
need my
swear
information
at
for?
people?
Are you a psychological profiler for the FBI or something? What is your real motivation here?
Why would you assume that?
All the time you come. I'm not assuming anything. I'm asking a question. It's not an assumption.
Okay, so what conclusion do you come with there based upon?
Well, you're not here for flat Earth.
I'm not. So there's
Apparently.
another assumption. Yeah.
Well, you're not talking to me about flat Earth. You're talking about my
Where's
balls,
where's your ether?
my
Where's
heart,
your ether? Where's
my
your
other
heart?
shit.
Where
I
is
don't
it?
have ether. I've been asking for a cup of ether for a
because
year.
yeah, obviously
No one
because
got one.
your mind went straight to swear words, right?
Oh, piss off. You want swear words? Come down to the ghetto. I'll kick the shit out of you and swear at you while I'm doing it. What do you want, bitch? What is it?
No comment.
There you go. Now let's get back to flat Earth.
That was constructive, wasn't it?
But Jimbo, you're not a flat earther, you tell us.
No, I'm a person who knows water finds level, and basically everything, most of what we live on is a drainage basin.
And Bensaw, he lives in the ghetto.
So why did you
he's gonna
turn
kick
flat
your
earth
ass,
then?
Send water to rivers that send a gradual slope usually. Send it to the
But
ocean.
Jimbo,
So
but
no,
Jimbo,
I'm
you
not going to
hate being
call
referred
myself
to as a flat
anti-
earther.
Well, I don't hate
No,
it.
but you refer to everything as flat earth. But you accept flat earth because you use the term. Let's get back to flat
I know
earth.
the earth is flat. That does not make me a flat earther.
They
What does it
use
make
that
it?
word to have a derogatory meaning. I can understand why he doesn't want to be called that.
It puts you into a camp where all the buffoonery and these groups of real vulgar idiots that like to have their
It's a word to put you in a box.
encapsulate everybody. Oh, flat earth believe in the pizza pie. Flat earth
Paige,
exactly.
Paige,
I
you
don't
know
believe
this.
in the
Every
pizza
word
pie.
we use is used to put us in a box. Every single word.
Embrace it, Jimbo. Embrace it.
Yeah, so we should have a choice about
We're-
whether we want to be put in that box or not, and he doesn't want to be put in that box. So it should be his choice.
Doesn't mean,
He doesn't
but
want to be
Paige, that doesn't
referred
mean,
to as
it
a
does
flat
not
earther.
mean, that, but that does not mean
People
that me, you
are
and Bensaw
allowed
and
to
other
put you in
folks
whatever box they
cannot
want
use
for
that
themselves
term
mentally.
because
I can't
we
hear
are
either of
not
you because you're both
implying
talking.
I am not implying that Jimbo is a flat earther. I'm not implying that. When I use the freaking word, he gets all up in arms, right? He's gonna take me down to his ghetto and beat my ass, right?
I didn't hear. I just put my headphones on 30
Okay,
seconds
well,
ago,
yeah,
so I
that's
didn't
what he-
hear what
that's
that
what he just
argument was about.
Moving on a bit to flat earth, right?
But that's
You there,
exactly
Randy?
why I call myself a globe skeptic, because I don't want to be referred to as a flat earther.
I am.
How about this?
Because people use it in a derogatory way. I'm like,
Jimbo,
no, okay, you can call me a globe skeptic then.
Jimbo, if you know the Earth is flat, would you not concede that that in your mind you think the Earth is flat?
He just said that.
But he's not.
He
a
just
flat
said he
earther.
knows. So what does it matter to you? What he calls himself?
Well, on this panel page, yes. On this panel, it's okay.
But
Now
what does it matter?
go out somewhere else. Sure, you don't have to call yourself that. But on this panel, it's okay to say those two words together. Flat.
Yes, it is
earther.
okay, and it's okay not to.
Not when you get outraged.
Yes,
Jim
both
does.
are okay. And not to is actually okay too.
So what would you call yourself?
You know, it's okay for him to say the world is flat, but I'm not a flat earther. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, use some Q-tips in your ears and listen carefully to my words. I am a person who knows that water finds level.
No, you're a man. You're not a person. You're a man.
Who knows that water finds level.
He already doesn't
and
get it. He
basically,
doesn't get it.
most people live on a
No,
huge
I think
drainage basin.
He needs
I think
more.
he's trying to get it. He understands the way words are used against us. He might not understand the word person, what the word person actually means, and you know, needs to sort of train himself to say man. But you know, it's ridiculous to have to adapt what other people want to call you just because they want to call you that.
Important words are.
And there's an opposing force,
two guys
Jimbo.
are in a bar or in an alley, or I don't care where, and one says something about the other's mama. What do you think is going to happen? And those are only words.
Okay, different
People
topic.
actually
But Jimbo,
get
are you
killed over words? Period.
Aaron, let me
Well,
just ask a question.
to be honest,
for
right.
so long, please.
Jimbo, are
To be honest, we got Ruhif in, and I assume he's joined for a reason, maybe to tell us if that was a boat or something on the rigs.
Oh yeah. Do you guys agree it's a boat yet?
Can you give me one question to Jimbo just before Ruhif speaks, please? And that's Jimbo. When water finds its level and you refuse to sort of associate with that label flat earther, but when water is exposed to a force, a prevailing force, will it always be level, Jimbo? What are the tides about?
Come on, Pete. We got Ruhif here. Let's just hear what Ruhif has
Yeah,
to say.
stop
about
Oh,
it.
yeah, okay, yeah, let's all bow down to Ruhif. Up you go, Ruhif.
Hey, Pete. There you go, Pete. Yeah, so I just put a link in the chat, in the general chat, of a ship called Irish Sea Pioneer. Haven't been able to verify that's the exact ship in the footage because I don't actually know the date of the
Irish
footage.
Sea Pioneer, get the fuck out of here.
Right, Pete.
Right, go on. So you've put it in the general chat.
General chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think it might be that?
Probably that one, but I would need to go back on marine traffic to figure out. Like that boat is in the Irish Sea at the moment, and it's obviously a boat that can jack itself up on stilts.
These things used for, Ruhif.
There's different ones called sea jacks that are used to construct the wind farms. This one's kind of like a.
Well, there's the Sea Jack
This
Cilia.
can get on the Douglas platform. This can like dock with the Douglas platform.
So you think it was docked with the platform? That's why we see them in a line. So he was in his location that he was filming from them. Right, okay.
I've got no doubt about his location, like within, I don't know, 50 meters or whatever. And if he says he's on that platform, then he's on that platform.
Yeah. Do you think it's a bit silly of Arctic Reflections to have done a second video doubling down on it?
I haven't seen his second video.
Oh, he's done a second one. He claims that
But I'm not subscribed to him.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't bother. It's not really worth it. Just subscribe to Flat Earth channel, Ruhif.
I do. the only Globe subs I've got is Wolfpack and probably Conspiracy Cats, I think.
So we've got Aaron asking, does that ship help or confuse Ranty's claim? Well, it helps because it debunks Arctic Reflections analysis of claiming it was part of the oil rig, because it would actually be.
Points, wasn't it?
Sorry?
The
I've got no
angles
doubt
through
about the
those,
observer location.
Those platforms was incorrect. That
Yeah.
they were overlap.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Did Ruhif just tell me that ships stand on stilts? Did he just?
This one does, yep.
yeah, the Sea Jack Cilia does. I know that. It's what they used.
I just put a link of all the pictures in it. There's a link in the general chat of all the pictures of the ship.
It's actually nice to hear you being basically honest, Ruhith. Normally you used to like just piss me off all the time. I couldn't even stand you. But this cool.
Oh, good you.
Well, look at it this way. We got Ruhith here agreeing that the mountain in the background is a flat Earth observation. Obviously, he's going to turn around and say it's refraction, right, Ruhith? Bringing it back?
Yep. I haven't done any measurements on it yet, but sure.
Yeah, okay. Because there's others as well. There's other observations done.
Well, that page, that was me that you saw.
Hey, Ranty, what do you think if we go back through Gleam's calculations and you know what we went through before when Ruhith wasn't out here? What if we go back through that just as a primer for Ruhith?
Well, what did you get on that final one, Gleam?
The final one knocked it completely in favour of the globe. So,
well, this is what I'm saying. The close-up turbines seem to throw it off, but the distant turbines seem to throw it on. And I'm gonna make a prediction here because I actually got the measurements for the back one. If you want to do that last one, and then we'll just know that the near stuff throws it off and the far stuff gets it accurate. So. Right, the final one. This is the final one we're going to do. Well, who's that?
Yeah, who's on the study?
Someone's messing up the audio.
There you go, I've got him. Right. So it's to the hub. It is 27.14 kilometers.
Hang on, are you presenting something?
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. I didn't realise I wasn't showing it to you guys. So to this turbine here, the small one in the background. Now the hub.
I'm still not seeing presented yet.
Okay, it will pop up. So
yeah, I'm getting it.
So to that, it is 21.14 kilometers. The hub height is 80 meters, and behind that we have a hill. Directly behind that, the height of that is 423 meters, and the distance to it is 64.7 kilometers. And if we scale it, if we've got to scale how much of this hub, to the center of the hub, is in relation to the hill behind, we're looking about 52%. So it's about 52% of what it should look like compared to the hill. So I have a feeling that's going to more or less match up to a flat plane. And all the near,
this image on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's that footage?
Oh, it's on video. Yeah, it's just some of that.
Can you send it to me so I can analyze it?
What, the footage?
Yeah. I can do my own calculations. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, you've got all these turbines plotted out. I used a GPS on these today. Yeah. Which site did you use?
Kiss Orca.
Yeah,
Kiss Orca has them lat-long coordinates.
Yeah, that's what I shouted that out today actually on the stream because I didn't even know it was there, and I actually found it all out, everything. So I was able to put everything spot on. So Gleam, have you got
even like a wind turbine model in Google Earth? So did you see my community post yesterday?
Yep,
You've got this, have you?
So I've got little Blender models in my Google Earth, so I can actually see. Turbines.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll send you the video over then.
Cool. Then I'll do an analysis of it, and yeah. So you're saying this screenshot currently supports flat Earth?
Well, if you look at maybe not that screenshot. Where is it? It wouldn't be this one because it's turned off. Let me open up something else. It's right close to it. It's just across to the right of this actually. Let me just get the image.
Is it a YouTube video, or are you going to send me a Dropbox or?
I can send it to you wherever you want it. Google Drive.
I'll just flick it to me at Skype, and I'll have a look at it today.
Okay. Can I ask you Can I get a quick Blender question to Ruhith in here?
I'm not a Blender expert by any means at all, for sure.
Okay.
I'm just going to ask about the environment in the 3D window. You have your X, Y, Z axes.
Yeah.
Is the surface you work on, the floor basically, those, squares, the grid, is it flat or does it arc for you when you're doing your work with
I'm assuming it's
Howard.
flat, right? It's a three-dimensional.
Absolutely flat, though, right?
Yeah, it's not meant to represent the Earth. It's just a 3D
yes, it is.
coordinate
Oh,
system.
absolutely, it is. It's meant to
No, it's not.
this world. It's cinematically pixel perfect 3D. Anything you want. Oh, yes, it is.
No, Blender is not meant to represent the Earth.
It's
Blender's just a 3D coordinate system.
No, it's a
Yes.
perfect, it tries to emulate every texture, every surface, every property of matter. It tries to emulate that for you for absolute perfection of it. Oh yes.
Distraction.
You're
Distraction.
absolutely
We can
wrong.
we can
It's
talk
not
about this later.
Yeah, let's just finish this off now. I can send you
Purely
this.
a 3D coordinate system. Yeah, send me whatever you need to, and I'll look at it today.
I can send you this image as well. So this on the left hand side, this is DSCN 0149 taken from the video, and on the right hand side, that's DSCN 0136. You know, it's obviously the same day observation, but the one on the left is a little bit clearer. When you actually just adjust the brightness and contrast a little bit, you're able to get things out a little bit better. And
that's from the Formby Point wooden platform.
From the Formby Point wooden platform. Okay. And this is looking at obviously Little Orme. So you've got Big Orme and you've got Little Orme. So Big Orme's over on the right a little bit. This is Little Orme here. There's the this is actually the Met mast. The Met mast that he picked out is here. So he picked the Met mast out there.
Arctic Reflections thought it was.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
So when I actually went back and found it, obviously we've got the Met mast, here. Where is it? So it's next to that one. So that would be here. There's the Met. I think that's there. Isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Met mast coordinates for Gwinty Moor is actually wrong by a tiny bit.
I do. I was just saying that before. I was literally saying that before. I said that it was the one thing I picked out. Yeah, it was the one thing I picked out. Of all the other stuff that I had put on, everything lines up perfectly. This lines up perfectly. But the one thing that was frustrating me was the Met mast at Gwinty Moor. And I said, I think it's out by about 40 or 60 metres. And I needed to move it. Right. So I was right as well. Well, what do you know? Right, anyway. So we got Little Orme. So get this Ruhif. We've got Little Orme. We've got this up here. I've got this with Peak Finder, and as you can see, it absolutely nails it. It absolutely nails it. Again, the problem being, Ruhif, that all this land here should be missing to Earth curvature.
Okay, I will come to my determination of that at some point today.
Well, okay. Well, I'll send you the video anyway. I'll send you 0149 to look
through. Send it to me both, and I'll get it today.
Okay. Do you want it on? Do you want to send me your email address? Do I know it?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Skype it me, and I'll send it by WeTransfer.
Okay.
Right. Okay. I've probably got it anyway, but it's just
probably have. Yeah.
But
I'll either have that one or the Gmail one.
Yeah. So that's at 29 seconds on that video. So I'll remind you of that.
Cool.
Right, Gleam, have you done the measurements there, mate?
I can, Pete, yes.
What?
Bear with.
In the center, right? You have no bias either way. You're looking to find out the truth. You've given us what your predictions would be, all things considered, for a ball Earth prediction. What have you done for a flat Earth prediction? What's your flat Earth estimation? And let me ask you this, just to conclude it. At a distance of, what did you say, 67 kilometers, would that include, within your estimation, that we should be able to see on a flat Earth model all the way to the base of the mountain? Or have you taken the fact that the horizon on a flat Earth format, in a flat Earth format, they tend to rise to eye level into account?
Demonstrably does not, Pete. The horizon demonstrably does not rise to eye level. Measurably does not.
No, it's not about demonstrably. You're taking these observations in a theoretical sense, because of course with a geometric ball Earth calculations, it's all theoretical, right? So we have to have a theoretical.
Well, matches reality.
No, you're testing reality. You have your two preconceived opposing ideas in place, right? And then the reality is tested, and whichever it sways towards. I'm asking you for the component parts of the flat Earth synopsis. We know the parts of the ball Earth, right? Because it disappears over geometric horizon. Refracted or not. What are your considerations for a flat Earth aspect? Otherwise, if you negate that, you have nothing to compare it to, right?
Right. The flat Earth, theoretically, the horizon rises to eye level at an infinite distance. Reality doesn't.
In reality, it doesn't appear to, because you will admit that the
you can measure it, and it doesn't.
horizon is not the real horizon, right?
Who says at a infinite distance?
That's just geometry. If there's an infinite plane, it will converge to eye level, or converge to.
What about the black
about
swan? Who said the horizon
What about
refracts,
refraction?
Well, when you, Travis, when you
But
can
he
get a
said
consensus
that.
among flat earthers that refraction is real,
No. You don't have to throw that fallacy out into the discussion. Okay, it's got nothing to do with consensus, Ruhif. Okay, you're making the claim that something
Ranty,
should
do
happen.
you accept refraction?
Do I accept it? I accept everything of refraction except for looming.
Which, so you're saying it goes upwards?
No, I accept sinking. Things changing like a
and
kaleidoscope.
Which way does the density gradient need to go for it to sink?
If we look at Skunk Bay and we look at some of the stuff across the lake, looking at Lake Michigan, you do see things rise up and move around and jumble up, but you never see something lifted up from behind something else. You just see things jumbled around, right? That to me is refraction, whereas there is no demonstrable proof of looming.
Piche has the Ruhef. Piche has the Australian bush kangaroo by the balls because Ruhef, right? When we talk about an horizon, you're saying it's a geometric fixation.
I was trying to have a discussion. Pete.
Yeah.
Oh, but you butted in my discussion, Travis, because I was getting to a pertinent point which I never heard Ruhif answer.
Ruhif made a statement.
He admitted that in the hang on, Travis. Let me just say this. Ruhif, you admitted in the alternative hypothesis, right, a flat Earth scenario, that the horizon would theoretically rise to eye level, but you also said that demonstrably it doesn't do that. You've already decided, you've already taken observations into account, but you haven't done the math on it. You haven't done the theory on it. If it does rise to eye level and it appears in reality to drop below eye level, maybe there's illusion going on. Maybe the horizon is capable
maybe the Earth's a globe.
Let me finish, please. Maybe the horizon is capable of being extended due to extenuating circumstances beyond its geometric limit? A flat Earth?
Was there a question?
No one can handle the dodo.
Right, listen. Let's get back to what Gleam was doing. Gleam, can you give us a result for this formula here that this?
Yeah, let me share my screen.
Who's presenting?
This would be Gleam.
Fucking yeah.
Close your screen.
Discord shit, by the way.
You think it's that good?
I hate it.
Whoa. Hold the gravy train here. Discord is aight.
I hate Discord as well.
Yeah.
Right, so in comparison from a globe to a flat, the globe would come up 64%.
Yeah.
And the flat would come up 45%.
Ooh, and what do you know? It's actually 47%, 48%.
Ooh.
Actually 48%. So that kind of fits in with.
Let me guess. Gleam, somewhere in the middle, is going to sit on the fence.
No, this actually fits into my sort of like ever-growing belief system that there is sinking going on.
But then I ask, what density gradient causes sinking?
Because, well, it's sinking, but you're still seeing, in relation, you're still seeing much, much further than you should do, which is what you'd get with this sinking effect. And no. No. It lowers things down into its perspective. You see, you've got this Miles Davis that says you can't have things lining up, and because it will just always stay. If you've got everything the same height and you look across it, it will always look the same on a flat plane. But if you have sinking, then you will get this lowering down. Now, this turbine, the big turbine that's in the foreground, is only 10 kilometers away. But the distant turbine that we've just been analysing is 27 kilometres away, and now that difference has actually made it pretty much a flat Earth proof, almost to the percentage.
Not to mention a tad bit of compression.
But when you compare it to the one in the foreground, the big turbine, then it matches up more to a globe. So this is what I'm saying, this is what I'm thinking. You could reverse it the other way, of course. But
yeah, I'll do an analysis on it, and I'll, what's the time now? It's already 9:40. You guys are finishing soon, right?
I don't know yet. No.
Yeah, I'll be at least an hour on this to get an answer.
Well, well, our preliminary results are working out.
Analysis, we're on tenterhooks.
Preliminary results are, if you measure it against the far turbines to the hill behind it, it matches up to a flat plane. But when you scale it to the near turbines, then it's way off. It's more of a globe proof.
Okay. All right, send it to me, and I'll look at it.
All right.
Gleam, did you want to go through the stuff that we talked about last
just
week?
Before you end, hang on, please. Just before you end, too ranty. Ruth has to look at it. But Ranty, you just admitted in recent episodes here, when you're looking over the distance, a pixel in the distance might encompass 500 meters of water, as opposed to a pixel in the near ground, which will encompass maybe 50 meters of water. So we can understand that gradation. Sure. As Ruhip has admitted, with the opposing side, this is the expected drop from the flat Earth geometric or the Ball Earth geometric calculations over a flat extended plane. The horizon will rise to eye level. So as we're looking out at these observations, if the visible horizon that presents itself is merely a function of our visual acumen.
Sure, Pete, exactly.
Let me finish, please. Let me finish. It's very important. If it's a function of our visual acumen, well then Ruhif will already have admitted that as the horizon rises to eye level, everything beyond that, even if it reflects something, a target in that zone, we understand it's water, but we can't scale it out. So yeah, with your scaling, with the pixel at the I'm nearly finished. Honestly, come on. With your scaling, with that pixel in the distance over the extended plane, which is the opposing side that room has to offer, well, this 500 meters of water, this 5,000 meters of water will compress. I'm nearly finished, Aaron. Will compress and possibly reflect.
Back you up. Right. We come on to back you up. Okay.
You bollocks here, and I'm done as well. You bollocks here.
Like Pete was just saying in these convoluted words that nobody can understand. What he's trying to say is, take a meter stick, hold it up to your eye. You can see the first degradations of the meter stick, but you cannot see the 3 foot mark, right? You just can't see it, but you can see it all. But it still exists. It's a flat stick, right? It still exists there. You just can't.
You can see the end of the ruler. You can see the end of the ruler, right?
Yeah. Okay, Pete. So sorry for cutting you off there, buddy.
Yeah, but you did it on purpose, man. I know you did.
Damn it.
I was nearly finished. And let me tell you this.
But hold on.
Hang on, Travis.
The thing is that I understood Aaron. I understood Aaron.
Fair enough. But Travis, it's between me and you in Flat Earth. For Flat Earthers out there listening, between me and Travis, what explains over an extended plane these phenomena? This is the question. Because Aaron jumped in there and cut me short when I was nearly finished. Right? That's fucking telling. But I have my point of view. It's fucking obvious.
Fire up, Pete.
You just agree with me as well, Ruhif. On the flat Earth side, the horizon should always, in theory, rise to eye level. So if it's water all the way,
it should.
If it's water all the way, and we have perspective to take into account, then distance will compress, and waves will appear to fucking float, you be in air. But it's not really. They're not waves. It's just water. But we're seeing different sprays of water. Whatever. How you? Come on.
I agree. The horizon should rise to eye level.
This is part of your flat Earth reckoning, right, Ruhith? You're an honest man.
I agree that it should rise to eye level on a flat Earth, but it doesn't.
Okay, so this is for a couple of the people in the chat right now. You know who they are. The Snooch is one of these. He says that it's not even proven that it's lined up correctly. Ruhith might have something to say about that, but I've already.
Hang on. I was watching the Discord chat.
Right, no worries.
YouTube chat. So what's the question?
No, this is just to the to some of the people in chat that's saying that you've not even determined that you've definitely proved the right mountains. Well, yeah, I kind of have.
Oh, I'll do that shortly.
And yeah, so this definitely is that's Little Orme, obviously. There's the Met mast, and yeah, it definitely is. And this is what we've been working on. This video, and a little bit of the turbines further to the left. And we're getting this weird correlation that the further away the turbines are,
the more
the more they kind of scale to the background, but nearer they don't. So, very interesting indeed. Right. Anyway,
have you sent the relevant source materials?
You should. Let me see where we're up to. It was transferring. You're at 96%, 97%. 98.
Should have sent a Google link.
99, 100%. Right. Okay. So you should.
So you're sending me a huge email. How big is this email?
It's not a huge email. I've only just sent it.
Is it more than 25 meg?
It's 282
meg.
282 meg. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll get rejected. Send me a Google Drive link.
No, it doesn't. You just download. It's a WeTransfer thing.
On Skype?
No, in your emails.
Hang on, to be clear, you're sending me a link in. Oh, here we go. WeTransfer. Okay. All right. Good. Get your files. I thought you were sending me a fucking 300 meg email.
No.
All right. So I will download that.
Right. Okay. Give you something to do
and have a look. Yeah. For a couple of hours at least. Is Gleam around to chat about the conversation we had on Skype the other day?
I'm open. Yeah. Either way, we can go through that. That is a in-depth thing, and I would have thought Ranty's going to be wrapping up before.
No, I'm not. I'm happy to.
It is a long thing. It's basically every mountain in Mount Rainier.
4 more hours.
4 more hours.
Yeah, all right.
I've got to stay until I get at least one super chat. You know, I can't do a show.
I'll give you a super chat so I can go then, Ranty.
what I'd
just
love
looking at that chat again. That's that was a long conversation.
Yeah, what I'd love is if we can do it at the start of a show, one time. Yeah, we'll go through everything that I've done. But I've put up what I mainly used in the general chat earlier. I don't know how many people have commented since, but I'll repost it up, and it's a calculator for when you know the actual specification of an actual camera and how far it's zoomed in, what the crop factor is, then you'll be able to actually...
There's other methods to do that.
But
there's other ways to do that.
Yeah, it basically is a calculator for measuring pixel per pixel distance. So either way,
I'm saying you don't need to know the camera or the sensor size or whatever. As long as you know it's rectilinear, you can use the photo itself to work out things.
Either way, I used that. I used that, and I used it as I got the nearest mountain to 1 degree, and then used that as a meter stick for how many pixels per degree there would be in the whole thing. But we'll go through it. It's just I have work in probably 6 hours. So
and remember, Gleam, what Pete's trying to say is that pixels exist on the flat plane, on the z-axis. They don't exist vertically, right? The pixels exist horizontally, right?
What?
So they become shorter and shorter and shorter. And what would you say to that?
I'm not sure what you mean.
I think
Well,
it's a bending space pixels.
No, what I'm saying is there's the pixels on a picture it's not just a 2D where all the pixels are vertically placed in front of your eye, right? When you look over the picture, like Pete says, the lens is a representation of your eye. The pixels at a surface exist horizontally, right? Okay.
Are you trying to say that if you're looking at, say, the surface of the water, which is basically parallel to your line of sight, that's difficult to see, whereas if you're looking something face on, like perpendicular,
as you get further away, yes, it's more.
Yeah, but something
difficult
perpendicular
to
is what you should
make
use to
out.
measure things, right? I think we're saying the same thing.
Not quite perpendicular, but yeah. Well, let's say perspective wise, right? As them pixels go further and further into the distance, you cannot recreate that on a 2D flat plane model of the picture itself and say this pixel is that square because the pixel closest to me is this, it represents the same amount of area, right? We have to understand that the pixels in the distance are covering way more area than the ones closest to you, right?
Yeah.
It's to do
Okay.
with resolution. It's just the exact same of how you can zoom in and bring a ship into view.
Okay, cool. All right. I'll go and look at these wind turbines. Wish me luck.
Okay, good luck. Well, it's interesting. Snooch says send him an email.
Didn't you do that?
No. The Snooch is saying.
Did Pete just give me the finger?
Yeah, he's saying. He's saying
200 meg email.
He's saying send me an email on the MetMast being wrong. Well, to be honest, I talked about it at the start of the show that I believe the MetMast was in the wrong place by several meters, and Ruhif came in afterwards and said the exact same thing. And we're probably the only two people that actually plot all these turbines out to their exact spot that would know this. So if we both come up with the same conclusion that we think it's ever so slightly out, I don't think we need it verifying. We've probably just nailed it already,
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Right, okay.
Thank you, guys. Catch us later.
In a bit. So what's Pete doing? What's he? Yeah, I can't hear you, Pete. What's he?
He's having a smoke, Randy. He's having a smoke.
Yeah. Can't hear you, mate,
That's what he's doing.
He's desperate to talk, isn't he? He's like,
Yeah,
let me out of my cage, let me out of my cage.
Nah, you're in detention, Pete.
I freed him. I freed the dodo.
It's okay. I have a harmonica. Honestly, friends, I have a guitar. I'm into writing songs. I can do without this shit. Ruhif, you said we're on the same page, Ruhif. We're just like, he's going to go away for an hour. Gleam says he has to go away for 6 hours and needs a dedicated show for all of this. So it's far from settled, right? Unless they accept the mirrored water layer and what Aaron was saying, what exactly I was saying. As you look over the extended distance, a pixel at the near distance, a pixel at the far distance, you said it yourself, Ranty, one could be 500 meters, one could be 50 meters. So the ballers, Ruhif denies the extended span. The physical, illusory visual horizon is the barrier. There's no z-axis in a sense. We, as flat earthers, realize there is a z-axis, so the real horizon where the land with the water in this meets the sky is far beyond our reckoning, because we appreciate this extended perspective that Aaron was talking about. And water, well, it's reflective of nature, right? It reflects it. Any inferior miraging is the water surface itself, because as Ruhif has proved my point, on a flat earth reckoning, the horizon...
Is a stream buffering up there, guys? I'm not too sure. If somebody's saying buffering and somebody else says 3 times in one stream. It's saying excellent condition on my end. It's literally what it's showing right now. It says excellent condition, so meh. Let me see if I can show you that. Huh. So if it is buffering,
Time, space, easy shit, right?
so yeah, it seems like everyone's left in the audience because the stream's buffering like fuck. Apparently, no idea why. Huh.
Buffering like buck.
It is actually random.
Is
Yeah,
it?
It locked you off. It locked you off. It's clicked onto the next video. It's Joe Rogan playing on mine.
Really?
Maybe it's me showing my face.
Oh well.
You got to re-log into it.
Probably the best show on fucking air live right now. I'm telling you that.
What?
You
Joe
got that
Rogan?
right, Pete. You got that right, bro.
On the internet, anywhere, SE Montreal, anywhere.
Yes, sir. Yes,
anywhere.
sir.
Flat Earth is the most important thing ever.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Pete, Pete and Essie,